Hello, everybody. How are you guys? I hope you guys are good. I hope you're having a great day or night, depending on where you are. Okay. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you guys for being here. A few things I want to go over and discuss. For those of you that are new, we have been talking about the Sebastian Rogers case. For those of you that are new, welcome in. Thank you for coming. Those of you that are returning, glad you guys are here. Hey, Mama. Wait, what? Bex. Good morning, everybody. I know it's been a few days since I've been on. Got a lot going on, but wanted to stop in and talk about a few things. Hey, Scammy. All right. Deanna, good morning. Well, it's good morning here. I don't know if it's good morning there, but waiting for this April weather. It's been freaking cold and crappy. All right. So I got a few things that I want to. Please do me a favor, hit that like button on your way in. All right. Let me see. I'll pull this up real quick. Oh yeah, okay, let's pull this up. Good morning, Nicole.
I don't know if Julie's in chat. I'm not even sure why she left. So I don't know.
I think she left because I came up on panel.
That's
Well, I
okay.
mean, it's probably hard to face. It's probably hard to, go up and,
Well,
you know what I'm saying? Explain the shit she's done. I mean, honestly, fuck, the things that she said have been pretty shitty. Not that you're a shitty person, not that you'd be nasty to her, but you know what I mean? It's probably more of her than you.
Well, in fairness, one, I wasn't coming up here to
Hey, Cam. Hey,
approach
Pink
her,
Butterfly.
to talk to her and question her. That was not, no, I just came up here to say hi.
Diane, good morning.
Right.
And unfortunately, she jumped down. I was polite. I did say, good evening, Mrs. Skolnick. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not starting anything. It's
There ain't
not
nothing
to
wrong with
start
that. I mean, if
anything. I
she doesn't
think
want to, if
at
she
some
can't get
point, me and Mrs. Skolnick could probably have a private conversation. I don't necessarily have to go to the public with a conversation with her if she doesn't want one. That's fine. There's nothing to do with that.
Right. Well, you know what? That's nice of you to put that opportunity out there, anyways. Even after everything that's been done and said, I think that's still nice of you to put that opportunity out there.
Well, I mean, look, like I've said, in this whole time, everybody has their own opinions. They're entitled to them. You know what?
That's
If
right.
you want to have a
That's right.
conversation, I'll have a conversation. We don't have to be public. We can go offline. I am perfectly
You
okay
know
with
what?
that.
I even went in and told Mob Crew that when he was
Ugh.
sitting there talking all that, there was a whole bunch of shit he was saying. I can't remember what all he said, but I went in there. I said, "Well, if you really want to know that bad, why don't you go in there? Why don't you go ask him? He's got no problem speaking to you."
Well, I got Mob Crew a better one. You want to look at your videos very carefully, and you want to get them done correctly. Get off your damn computer and bring your ass down here and come find me, and I'll walk with you on every part of this road and walk with you on every part of your video. I got no problem with it. But when you sit behind a damn keyboard and you do the shit that you're doing, you play with fire, you're liable to get burned.
I mean, is it really wise of Chris to be up here on panel on the internet threatening people? I mean, I just think it's kind of crazy that he's talking about playing with fire and getting burned. How are you going to say to someone, listen, come down here, walk with me. I'll walk with you all around town. I'll walk with you all around the area. We'll check everything out. But if you're going to sit at home and talk about it, if you play with fire, you're going to get burned. To me, that's a little off-putting, wouldn't you guys say? I mean, probably not the best idea to be out here threatening people. I mean, not for nothing, but just my opinion. Look what happened to her. Oh, you mean with like the court thing? Is that what you're talking about? Wait, what? Is that what you were referring to? Hey, Karen. Thank you. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I can't even. Hey, Brianna. Welcome in. Trying to find, hold on, let me see if this is it. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's what I seen that shit, and you are fucking lying. And it's one CPS report, but has 5 parts to it because the lady that called it in is the first one that went out there. The second one that went out there was the lady who did the investigation. Then her supervisor had to sign off on it.
This lady, this Queen Bee chick, is out here right now saying, well, I mean, you're not right. You know what I mean? Not right now, but in this clip, is saying, listen, there's only one CPS report, but it was followed up on. So that's why it looks like there's 5. That is the biggest load of bullshit I have ever heard. Oh my God. Each report has different numbers, right? Each report has its own different number. It is not like that. It does not get listed as 5 different reports because 5 different people followed up on that shit. It just does not happen.
Another supervisor had to sign off on it when that's what I seen that shit, and you are fucking lying. And it's one CPS report, but has 5 parts to it because the lady that called it in is the first one that went out there. The second one that went out there was the lady who did the investigation. Then her supervisor had to sign off on it. Another supervisor had to sign off on it when they gave him the paperwork. And then his supervisor that went and seen, or not his supervisor, his caseworker that went and talked to him. So 5.
Guys, that is not how this shit works. She is full of shit. And it's, wow.
5. Why they said 5 CPS reports? No, it's not 5. It's 1 with 5 parts to it.
Really? Because that's not what Chris himself had to say.
Person with a brain, and anybody who's been able to see the CPS reports should be able to see that there's actually only 3 CPS reports. And they'll be able to distinguish that. Now, I'm not going to go into what these CPS reports say.
Well, of course you're not. You wouldn't want to put that out there, would you? But it's so funny to me that Queen Bee, I mean, that chick is out there saying, oh my God, y'all are lying. This is one CPS report with 5 different people that had to sign off on that. Oh my God. And then you got Chris himself who's saying, listen, no, it's 3 CPS reports. Dude, the shit with these CPS, it's so funny though. The shit with these CPS reports, it's like, it is wild to me. It is wild to me. Before Chris said there was 2. Now he says there's 3. Meanwhile, he's going on these panels. He's going on these panels who are sitting there fucking blatantly lying, saying, no, there's only 1. There's only 1 report and 5 people had to sign off on it. You are stupid as shit if that is what you think. That is not even how it works. Look that shit up. Sorry, I'm not trying to get, I'm just, it just makes, it's like very frustrating when you hear nonsense and it's so ridiculous to me. Let me say hello to everybody that has come in. Neuro, welcome. Mary, just another human. Sue, good morning, everybody. Who is she? T Moose T Fisher. Well, that's what I'm saying, Brianna. That's what I'm saying, is a lot of it is misinformation. And that's the whole, you see the title of this video. The truth is the truth, even if no one believes it. A lie is still a lie, even if everyone believes it. And that's just as real as you can be. What gets me is CP. Hello, Brandon. What gets me is CP threatened the PI on the phone and Seth early on, and who knows how many others. And now the mob, and nothing happens. You make a threat, that's a crime. Yeah, it's wild. Hey, Suzanne. It is crazy, the stuff that... I think it's funny, too, that everybody's, constantly bashing on, BHB. And I may not agree with all of her, everything she says. But it's funny to me that everybody is, like, on attack of her. And they're out there putting out their own threats. They're out there doing their own thing. They're out there spreading misinformation. They're out there spreading this nonsense. And, does one outweigh the other? Really? Is that how it works? Or is it wrong all the way across the board? That's what I'm saying. Oh, I'm not taking advice from anybody. I'm just pointing things out. Brianna. Okay. But this is exactly how misinformation and shit happens. This is exactly how this shit gets spread. Is because people don't fact check. People don't check themselves and do their own research and find these things out. And that's what gets us to where we are. I appreciate that, Brianna. All right. Hey, Passion Flower. Welcome in. Okay, yes, this I really, really want to discuss. So, for all of this time, for all over this year, Chris has said that he was in Memphis on the 25th, correct? He was in Memphis on the 25th at the campsite where he was staying for his work at the St. Jude Project, right? All of a sudden, he's on panel. He says, somebody says, where were you on the 25th from sun up till sundown, blah, blah, blah. He doesn't say what he did throughout the whole day, but he said, he goes, I was in South Horn, Mississippi. So I do find it and I know some people were like, well, it's only like 8 miles away, blah, blah, blah. They're only 8 miles apart. That's not the point. The point is, why would you freaking lie? Why would you lie? When your stepson went missing, why would you not say exactly where you were? Like, why lie? Why say I was in Memphis if I was really in South Horn, Mississippi? Why? Like, to me, all of a sudden, all this time later, you want to come out and go, oh, actually, I was in South Horn, Mississippi. But you told Nancy Grace, you told everybody that you was in Memphis. You told the police that you were in Memphis. You told everybody that you was in Memphis for over a year. And now all of a sudden you change it. Oh, no, wasn't in Memphis. I was in South Horn, Mississippi. Like, to me, that in itself makes you sketchy. That in itself makes you untrustworthy. That in itself makes people look at you and side-eye you. Because why are you lying? Like, what is the need for lying?
Carla, you don't have to super chat to ask a question, hon. I'm looking at the chat, but thank you. Chris, this person, Carla Sparks, says, hey, Chris, you want the hard questions. Where were you on February 25th, Sunday, from awake to bedtime? Thank you. Just everyone is curious.
Everybody can be curious. I was in Memphis. Well, actually, I was in South Haven or Horn Lake, Mississippi on February 25th, which would have been a Sunday.
And Gold Dust, thank you for super chat. Chris and Katie, we are.
Explain that to me. Explain that to me.
Carla, you don't have to super chat to ask a question, hon. I'm looking at the chat, but thank you. Chris, this person, Carla Sparks, says, hey, Chris, you want the hard questions. Where were you on February 25th, Sunday, from awake to bedtime? Thank you. Just everyone is curious.
Everybody can be curious. I was in Memphis. Well, actually, I was in South Haven or Horn.
I was in Memphis. Actually, I was in South Haven or South Horn, Mississippi. Why lie? Why lie about that, right? You want to talk, you want to sit up on these panels and bitch and moan and, see, I don't understand why all these people are, talk about lies and misinformation and this, that, and the other. But Chris, damn, all this time you've been saying you were in freaking Memphis. Now all of a sudden you were actually in South Horn, Mississippi. Why not just say from the beginning I was in South Horn, Mississippi? Why? This is what I'm saying. Like, you are actually the cause of a lot of people's confusion and misinformation. And I don't know if he realizes that. The truth is the truth. You don't need to lie. You know what I mean? You don't need to remember the truth. The CNY family, something that I was taught is the truth never changes. It always stays the same. Right. I have never seen a parent of a missing teen act this way. He can go on panels, make jokes, use a voice changer, and troll chats to listen to what is being said. Why can't he search? Exactly. If he can lie about being in Mississippi, what else is he lying about? They spew so many lies. Why is he constantly talking on these channels, scared of something? It is crazy. I wonder if TBI confronted him on his whereabouts and that's why he changed it possibly. But a year later, like even up until he was just on that panel, like he's been saying he was in Memphis. He told Nancy, I was in Memphis 3 hours and 37 minutes from door to door, from doorstep to doorstep. But clearly you weren't. So that's what I'm saying. Why should anybody believe anything that he says when he's clearly lied multiple times? Like, to me, that says a lot. I mean, if this was your child and your child was missing, are you really going to lie? You know what I'm saying? If you had nothing, I mean, are you really going to lie? No, because you want your son found. You want him found no matter what. Even if whatever you were doing makes you look bad. People may not agree with it, but you're going to tell the truth. In my opinion, neither one of them feel they owe the public the truth or any details. Game players from the beginning. Oh, gotcha. Electronic information might be coming back now. I know it takes a long time. Me either, Ginger's girl. How does he have the time to go on all of these channels? He should be out searching. KP should be out there looking for his son. In my opinion, they are both lying. Hey, Mom first. Yeah, that I have seen, yes. Nina is the only ex-wife that has come forward. That I have seen. Okay. That's crazy. That is crazy. With the technology that we have, it should not take that damn long. Okay. Moving on. Everything he says can and will be used against him in the court of law. Keep yapping, CP. Word. Chris Proudfoot says the last time he saw Sebastian is February 2nd at 4:30 p.m.
Going on it anyway. Like, when did he get on like a lockdown? Like, how long before he went missing would you say he was locked down?
Oh, I found something else interesting in this too. Let's take a listen.
I don't, honestly, I can't tell you the exact date because I don't know without looking. And I mean, Ellie has his phone, so I can't even give you that answer. There were several, like two major times that I know of for a fact. I locked down his phone once, and it was an issue with
The guy, he says there's 2 major times that I can tell you of that. Let's start back over again. Listen carefully.
Like a lockdown. Like, how long before he went missing would you say he was locked down?
I don't, honestly, I can't tell you the exact date because I don't know without looking. And I mean, Ellie has his phone, so I can't even give you that answer. There were several, like two major times that I know of for a fact. I locked down his phone once.
There were 2 major times that I had, and then he changes it to I had only locked it down once.
Ellie has his phone, so I can't even give you that answer. There were several, like two major times that I know of for a fact. I locked down his phone once, and it was an issue with Katie and Seth against me. So both of them against me because I locked it down. And they were like, well, how long is he going to be locked down? I said, till he learns. And then one time they finally said, look, it's been X number of time. Can he get it back? And I said, he needs to come and talk to me about it, not y'all. And Sebastian did come and ask, and we sat down and had a discussion. I said, okay, I'll unlock your phone. Do not make me regret this, please. Please prove to me and prove to everybody else that you can stay off of all the YouTube, and if you're told to do something, you can do it, and it won't.
Okay. In the beginning, not only just the beginning, but throughout this case, Chris and Katie have said that he had no access to any social medias. No access to any social medias whatsoever. It was only school stuff, Chris, Katie, Seth, their phone numbers, shit like that. There was no social media of any kind. Now here, Chris contradicts that by saying that he locked his phone down, and in order for him to turn it back on, Sebastian had to agree to stay off of all social medias like YouTube, blah, blah, blah. So why, I've heard a lot of people say, well, Katie and Chris were very strict on Sebastian and his access to online. But at his dad's, he had all free will to be online, whatever. But again, here we have Chris saying, no, in fact, he did have access to YouTube and social media. So this is what I'm saying. All the lies, all the inconsistencies. Why continue on with this nonsense, with this BS? You are convoluting the case. You are convoluting the misinformation. You are, you know what I'm saying? It's so insane to me.
Going on.
Not only that, but he literally contradicts himself in this 2-minute clip where he starts to say, well, there are several, well, I can think of 2 times that I locked down his phone. And then he says, well, one time I locked down his phone. Like, it's crazy.
Anyway, like, when did he get on like a lockdown? Like, how long before he went missing would you say he was locked down?
I don't honestly. I can't tell you the exact date because I don't know without looking. And I mean, Ellie has his phone, so I can't even give you that answer. There were several, like two major times that I know of for a fact. I locked down his phone once, and it was an issue with Katie and Seth against me.
Oh, thank you,
So both of them
squirrels.
against me because I locked it down. And they were like, "Well, how long is he going to be locked down?" I said, "Till he learns." And then one time, they finally said, "Look, it's been X number of time. Can he get it back?" And I said, "He needs to come and talk to me about it, not y'all." And Sebastian did come and ask, and we sat down and had a discussion. I said, "Okay, I'll unlock your phone. Do not make me regret this, please. Please prove to me and prove to everybody else that you can stay off of all the YouTube, and if you're told to do something, you can do it, and it won't be a problem." He said, "Yes, sir." He gave me his word. Okay. And then I don't remember exactly how much longer after the fact, and his mom told him to do something. He didn't listen. He said, "All right, done. Right there. We're done." And I locked it back down again. And I mean, it's a proven fact. Like, if you're going to tell me you're going to do something, do it. But when you're not going to do it and you're going to go against it, all right, I'll just turn it off. I won't give you you won't have a reason to not listen to your parents. You just won't need to, you won't have YouTube.
Yeah, and the reason I thought, I felt like it was pertinent to me.
They literally told us that he did not have YouTube before.
Was trying to figure out, like, how long before he went missing could he have had, if he pre-arranged something, right? That's really kind of where I was going. But I mean, if you don't know, you don't know. I get that too.
Yeah, I mean, I know it sounds horrible, and I don't really remember.
No, I mean, it don't sound horrible. It's been, 13 months, and I'm sure it's
been 14 months for me.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Contrary to what everybody wants to believe, it's 14 months for me. It's 13 months for the other parents. I am 1 month ahead of them.
I'm sorry, Chris.
Despite what everybody wants to say, February 2nd, 4:30 p.m. in the afternoon was the last time I gave Sebastian a hug, and I told him to be good when he went to his dad's house. It's the last time I saw my stepson. Last time.
Wild. All right, let me say hello to everybody that's coming in. Amber Dawn, hello. Feisty Mama, hey. Squirrels on Fire, thanks for stopping in. Callie, good morning. Shannon, hello. Prayer Warrior, good to see you. Alcoholic. Hello. Arter Moore, welcome. I just don't want to miss anybody. Gina. Rusty Pipes, good morning. Hey, good morning, Sam. Tam, hello. Oh, he's been on there a lot lately, I guess, on those two channels. Okay, I think I got everybody. Oh, D. Marie, good morning. CP always have to up one, especially when he said was a month ahead. Yeah. Oh, tugs on heartstrings. Hello. He said they wouldn't even let him use his calculator, much less the internet. CP didn't want Sebastian having any contact with anyone outside of family for fear of him telling about the horrible abuse. He thinks the more he talks, the harder it will be to keep track of his lies, so he won't STF you now. It's crazy. That's why you can't believe anything he says. His story is never the same. Yeah, I agree. Trying to bring in online friends now, reasonable doubt. His attorney is directing this new stepdad. Is this the same one that let him talk about the toys? That was Queen, actually. He was on Queens when he was talking about that. Yeah. That was disgusting. I couldn't even, you guys, I started watching it on here with you guys. I couldn't even finish it. Well, but that's what I'm saying. That I just don't like the fact that, he wants to do all this talk about misinformation and people lying and spreading this, that, and the other. But literally, I would say 95% of the confusion and the frustration and all of that is because of Chris and Katie and their inconsistencies and their lies and people calling them out on that. Like, there is no, there's no way to sugarcoat that. It is what it is. It's their fucking fault. There's no other way to spin that. Okay. Okay, mothers, if your son was missing and you came across a public page where someone said they saw him, would this be your first move, response, reaction? So somebody said, I saw him today at 4:45 walking my dogs on Newman's Trail, blah, blah, blah. So Katie says, what did he say? Anything? Did he seem stressed? Was he wearing shoes? I thought you knew he didn't have any shoes on, Katie. I thought all his shoes were accounted for. So why are you asking somebody if he's wearing shoes? Why is that what did he say? Anything? Did he seem stressed? How about did you call the police? Did you notify anybody? Did you take a picture? You know what I'm saying? It does seem very well. I mean, it does seem very odd that is her response. Mary, hello. Exactly. It's just crazy. And see, I think they do take it as a game. And I think unfortunately, Chris, gets a lot, he's getting a lot of information from these certain creators and being on their panels. And, he's getting a lot of attention that he wouldn't have otherwise gotten. So for him to sit there and downplay it and talk about, I wrote this down because Chris is always talking about grifters, people grifting off of Sebastian, people making money off of Sebastian. But here's the thing. He's up on these panels, and the only reason he's up on these panels is because of his missing stepson, Sebastian. If Sebastian was never missing and Chris wasn't out, Chris wouldn't be up on these panels getting this attention. So he talks about other people, like, for example, like Mob Crew or anybody else that's talking about Sebastian that is not on his side, that does not agree with him. He talks about them as being grifters. But yet he sits up on these panels for hours at a time because of Sebastian. Because nobody would give a shit about him or know even who Chris Proudfoot was if it was not for Sebastian. And these panels he's up on, they're making mad money. They're making mad money with him being up there. And he, again, it's all based off of Sebastian. But he don't say shit about that. He don't say shit about them. So he can talk all he wants and say, oh, Seth is grifting off his, son and blah, blah, blah. And all these people are making money off Sebastian. Well, so aren't the panels that you're fucking sitting on right now for hours. They're making mad money because you're on there because of your missing stepson. But you don't have nothing to say about that, right? You're not out here for notoriety. Then why are you out here? Because if you know what I'm saying, it's ridiculous. Yes, he is like Megan. Well, that's what I'm saying. Oh God. And listen, I'm not against other creators making money. You got to make money. I get that. But don't sit up there. Don't fucking martyr yourself. Don't sit up there, Chris, and bash other people for making money off of Sebastian when you're sitting there helping those creators that you like, that back you up, you're sitting there watching them make money on top of money on top of money off of Sebastian's name. That's all I'm saying. It's a little hypocritical, don't you think? I don't see Seth jumping from panel to panel to panel for hours and hours at a time. Seth will go live on his own channel, and that's about all I see. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know how Katie was okay with that either. If that were my husband and he was on with these other females talking about stuff like that, yeah, we would have some issues, let me tell you. I would, if given the opportunity, I would like to talk to him. I would talk to him. But it wouldn't be nothing like what you see that he does over on those panels. I can tell you that right now. It would be nothing like that. Where Chad says to me, he's like, why would you even give them a platform to come up and all they do is lie? Why would you even give them the platform, your platform, to come up and lie and speak and blah, blah, blah. But I definitely would. I would. Let me see. CP, you aren't helping your public image, public opinion, approval. You have just verified how evil you are. Allegedly, and in my opinion. Exactly. He won't speak to me. He won't come to me and talk. Because I won't stroke his ego. That's not what I'm all about. I don't consider him to have celebrity status, if you know what I'm saying. Let's see. But just to be clear, I have interviewed people before that I did not agree with, that I did not agree with at all, things that they were saying, like SF, for example. During the Kylie Rodney case, I interviewed him twice, and I was very respectful. Like, people couldn't believe how respectful I was. Because that, trying to be professional over here, I can't even get a hold. I don't know how people get a hold of them. You know, I don't have their phone numbers. I don't have them on speed dial like some of these other creators do. But if anybody has the power, go ahead, I'd love to reach out to him and say, listen, you want to have a little chat? And I'd be very respectful. I'm not, I'm not bringing somebody on here to attack them. I legit have serious questions and I want to know things. All right. Moving on. Oh, Julie, thank you for the super chat. 100% agree. Thank you, CNY family. I don't have the stomach to talk to him. I am not a good interviewer like you. I would lose my cool. Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, it is. It's not the easiest thing, that's for sure. But Nicole, stop it. Yes, you were following me then. You've been a member for like a long time. She said, "Hey, I thought that was AI." That's too funny. Okay, moving on. Absolutely. I would talk to him. What is that? Oh no, that's the long one. Okay, hold on. That ain't the right one. Shit. Why did I do that? Okay. Chris is now claiming that a silhouette seen in their window that night was Sebastian.
You know, I mean, with that being said,
barely got cordless.
Well, I just wonder because, Sebastian was seen in front of his window, right? That night.
his silhouette was seen in the window.
Right. So, like, was he looking out at somebody or something? So many questions.
It's
Yeah, so
scary,
many
just all the
questions and-
possibilities.
Yeah. You know, I mean, with that being said, I'm looking forward to the airing of the America's Most Wanted.
Yeah. But correct me if I'm wrong, his PI was out there saying that that wasn't Sebastian. Yeah, Julie, I was honestly worried for you when I saw you up there. I was like, "Oh Lord. Oh Lord." Especially after what happened the last time. Okay, so this is what Chris Proudfoot had to say previously about Seth Rogers being involved in his son's disappearance.
Chris, do you think that Seth had anything to do with the disappearance of his child?
No.
100% at your soul, you don't believe
I don't
Katie,
feel
or
he
Seth?
does. No, absolutely not. And everybody has their own opinions, but Seth was at work. You know, after I got off the phone with law enforcement, I told Katie, I said, I'll call you right back. The next phone call I made was directly to Seth. Immediately. I called his phone. It went to voicemail. I didn't leave a voicemail. I sent him a text. As soon as you get this, call me immediately. 911. Still to this day, that's exactly what I told him. And he called me, and I told him, and I'll never forget that conversation. I won't. Nope. But I told him. He went to the house. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I just don't know what people want. I mean, people are going to want their own answers and their own theories, but
Chris himself says that he doesn't think that Seth had anything to do with Sebastian's disappearance because because Seth in fact was at work. So now, I mean, it is crazy, the misinformation that is out there. Listen, Neither one of them called 911, just to be clear. They absolutely did not call 911. They called the sheriff's office, blah, blah, blah. Their phone numbers are on Google. I've seen it. Yeah, but I don't want to just call some, you know what I mean? Like, that's weird, I think. Like, I'd like to contact them through like Facebook or message them some other way. You know, I don't want to just call them up. Like, that's kind of like weird. Oh, new sub here. Renee, thank you. Appreciate that. Hey, Outer Banks, welcome. You know, and this is the thing. Like, I have nothing. Oh, Julie, you're fine. You're fine. I have nothing personal against Chris or Katie. Like personally, on a personal level. No. And listen, I would not be doing what I'm doing and calling things out and going through everything like I am if they were not the ones responsible for Sebastian during the time of his disappearance. But the facts are the facts. Katie was the only one allegedly with him that night, or when he disappeared. He was under Katie's care. That is why Katie is being scrutinized. That is why every move Chris and Katie make is being looked at under a microscope. And that's how it should freaking be. That's it. If Sebastian was with Seth when he vanished and disappeared, I would be doing the same exact thing I'm doing towards Seth. It would be that. There's no, you know what I mean? Well, there's a difference between me and these other creators, if you know what I'm saying. But I just would not. It would be the same thing except against Seth. That's all. If it was an accident, then they could have called. How would you have handled CP lying in an interview? I appreciate your super chats. I would, well, it depends on what the lie was, but I would simply say, well, really? Because what about this? Well, here you're saying this. Here you're saying this. So help me understand why you're telling two different stories. Help me understand why things don't match up. I kind of be like that. I mean, I can't really answer it to the best of my abilities without the questions being in front of me and the lies, you know what I mean, happening at that moment. But that's kind of how I would be about it. Definitely, Neuro. Thank you. Hey, Denise, don't ask about his truck, though. He will flip his lid. Yeah, I honestly don't know if he watches me. I mean, yeah, I've got all of them saved. I got files. But, because I don't, you know what I mean? I'm not his cup of tea. Yeah, I mean, he gets asked a lot of direct questions, and a lot of times he doesn't answer them. He trolls these chats. Well, good for him. He's got a lot of free time on his hands, I guess. Okay, so let me pull. CPS should have done a lot better when investigated, and that's where they failed. Sebastian might to be missing if CPS would have done their jobs. Yes. Well, he was on another panel, and he was saying that, yes, him and Katie are both working. Yeah, he it seems like he only goes into chats and onto people that basically will agree with him and baby him and take his side, and that ain't me. So, speaking of, I'm not going to play this whole thing, and I told you guys the last time how hard it is for me to watch these long ass things. Like, it's so hard for me. But I'm going to tell you, I was watching him on this one, which was 8 days ago. Ugh. And I watched about an hour of it before I went on live this morning just to make some notes. So I'm going to pull up some markings that I marked down.
I think when this America's Most Wanted gets posted and gets aired, I think that'll be a great opportunity to see if more leads and tips come in. And maybe that'll hopefully get us an answer and start leading us in the right direction.
There's a question from PJ. How come they don't correct the CPS 5 report allegations, since it's being rumored it was only 5 because follow-ups? Why not clear that up?
I wish I had an answer for that. What I do know, there are people who need content, there are people who need to speak and give misinformation and misdirection, and that is their choice. However, a person with a brain and anybody who's been able to see the CPS reports should be able to see that there's actually only 3 CPS reports.
Not for nothing, but he said anybody with a brain and anybody that has seen the CPS reports can tell that there are actually only 3. So, I mean, not for nothing, but is he trying to imply that everybody who don't see it as 3 doesn't have a brain? Because that would include the Queen Bee's panel that he was on. That would include her not having a brain and not knowing what the fuck she was talking about, because she was up there claiming there was only 1 and there were 5 follow-ups and they were all listed as different reports.
And they'll be able to distinguish that. Now, I'm not going to go into what these CPS reports say.
Of course not.
I will make this statement out there. If they ever are eligible to come to light, there's going to be some people who are going to have quite a bit of backpedaling to do. And unfortunately, that's on them, not on us.
That's facts.
That's facts.
Angel says, I'm so sorry that you are being targeted in this way. They should understand how traumatic this is for you all. And
well, that ought to prove to you real quick that it's not about Sebastian. That's just about these people who are, I really don't want to go down this road, but I'm going to make this statement. When these people feel this miserable, they have no other means but to drag people down with them. So that's why they do what they do.
Yeah. And Miss Dakota wants to know,
my God.
Can Christ Proudfoot cleanse all of our energies from Samael to...
Okay, now let me go to this next section. 137. Oh, good Lord.
Watch the latest shows all in one place.
Sorry,
and
guys.
get up to 6 accounts per household.
When you request these services, you've got to pay for like hotel fees. You got to pay for travel. Their services. They don't do it for free as much as we would love for them to. They do have to be paid.
Where is it?
But I mean, that's not a field.
Is it this one?
Is a huge help.
Sorry, give me a second, guys. Give me 1 second. Because I had 137 written, and then the comment that she had pulled up on the screen, but I don't see the comment. Is it this one? Nope. Huh. Okay, I don't know what. I must have wrote the wrong time down. My bad. Okay, let's go to 154. Sorry about that, guys.
Like, you can always get the feeling when, like, people are, like, trying to hide something or whatever, and you don't, like, you two, there's never, like, a stop. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy to me. Also, mods, if anyone's in here being an ass, just fucking block them. You don't gotta fucking time them out. Just get rid of them.
Oh, my God.
This is a 0.
Well, beyond, I don't have the authority to stop the construction. I think that is something that law enforcement has to talk to the developer, and the developer, I don't think, has to stop the construction unless he is forced to by a warrant, I guess, maybe. I don't know. I don't know the answer. But as far as our house goes, I mean, our house was searched over 10 times from various groups, and I'm talking anything and everything underneath the house, in the attic. Infrared, heat sources, I mean, you name it, they searched.
Infrared heat sources were used. Okay. But clearly what was not done was luminol. Fingerprints of his room to see if anybody else had been in his bedroom. Normal things that would have been done during a missing child. Had Katie not said Sebastian walked out the door, Sebastian ran away, Sebastian walked out the door on his own free will, and had the cops not believed it from that moment, then we might have a different story here. We might have something different. But they didn't. So none of this stuff was done that should have been done. It was not searched thoroughly. It may have been searched, quote unquote, thoroughly, but it definitely was not shut down and really gone through like it would have been any other, you know what I mean? Like it would have been like any other crime scene. Because they don't know. The cops didn't know at that time what had happened. Hey, brown-eyed girls. Do me a favor, you guys. Yes, please hit the like button. Please, it pushes us, keeps us in the algorithm. Please do that. If you want to also think about joining the family, becoming a member of the family, that really helps the channel. We appreciate all of you guys. I'm thinking no, Kim, and I'm only saying that because when they were on Nancy Grace, Nancy asked about the work van, and they were like, "Oh, we can't say anything about the work van because we don't have permission from her work to do so." So I don't know what that's all about. I know it's weird to call. I know. Not yet, Mom. Oh, whoa, whoa. Sorry, I'm trying to read your chats, make sure I don't miss anything. Oh, yeah, Mom, I did get your emails, just so you know. This is what I'm saying, though. So, something like this, like a subpoena, clearly is not a criminal warrant. They're two different papers. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. People can't see that. I don't know. Yeah, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Okay, but I think it's this one that I wanted to pull up. Like, I got through a lot of this one. I think I was at 237 maybe. Yeah, I was just past that.
Okay, so I know a lot of you have asked me if I installed all of my window treatments from Select Lines, and the answer is yes.
Credit for that at all. I'm also sorry.
B. Tim, I see you're in here. He said, Cletus, put your hair beard in her Clue's food if you're ever mad at her. Well, and B. Tim, just, you know, I don't know how much of this you heard, but I told Chris you advised him to feed the dogs pup cups because I know you're a fan of dogs gaining weight.
Thank you, Brew in Hell. And that's exactly what the hell I want around my latte. Just saying. I don't know. Don't know. Don't care.
Do I know about what now?
The blue gumball.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna say no. I mean,
good answer. Good answer. Y'all are wild.
I'm not doing this. I'm reading what you people are writing. Don't tell me to stop. You guys stop. And Trisha Talks says, much love to Chris and Katie from a UK naval veteran. Thank you, Trisha. You raised us. I'm not taking credit for that at all. I'm also not going to explain the blue gumball because I know that's coming next and it ain't happening. We just out here at our natural habitat.
Damn it, I had a question and that fucking petting the monkey comment threw me completely off. I had a damn question I was going to ask you and it literally just, I'm at a loss after that one. I was like, because I'm like, you really read that shit. Oh, man. No, how are you? I'm not going to.
And just to be clear, the only reason I am playing this is because they were taking questions from the chat and Chris was answering them about Sebastian and his case.
Explain the blue gumball. I'm not doing that.
God, I love
I mean, if it's anything close to the resemblance or anything along the lines of a blue waffle, I'll pass on blue gumballs.
No.
Oh my God.
No. It's worse, in my opinion.
Okay, well, it's in that field, so no, we'll pass. I'm good.
Gypsy says, if anyone wondered, yes, Chris can talk for 3 hours.
Somebody asked, have you spoken with Bobby?
Oh.
Oh, my God. Are you talking binocular Bobbies?
The what?
I think so. Bobby
binocular Bobby?
Yeah, I think that's who they're referring to.
No.
Oh, my God.
Probably best we don't speak. She stays on her side of the subdivision. We stay on our side. And I mean, besides, she doesn't know me, according to what she said. So.
Fair point. Snazzy Trinkets Jory says, Chris, during your toughest emotional moments of missing Sebastian, what do you do to cope and get through it?
Well, I sit up here on panels and joke with you fucking idiots. That's what I do. That's what I do, right? That should have been his damn answer.
I don't know if I can say it or not. I like to go to a range.
Oh yeah, you you can say whatever you want. Here, we don't care about all that.
Well, I mean, I like to go to a gun range. I like to. I mean, sometimes just sitting in peace. Oh my God! Just going for a walk. Having good friends and deep conversation is sometimes very helpful. You know, and a lot of times I really don't have a lot of time to worry about myself. I got, you know, my wife, I got my family. They kind of take precedence over myself right now. So.
Artist Creek wants to know, how do you, well, it says, how do they feel about the Samael prayer? And please know we pray for your entire family.
I've heard it. I've seen a clip on it. I don't know. I'll reserve my comment on that just because you start getting into religion, it can cause issues. Seth did what he did, and I'm not going to speak for him, but, you know, it is what it is. Oh, Grumpy, you Googled blue waffle? I am terribly sorry.
I tried to tell people don't do that in the chat. Someone said, rapper said they were about to do it, and I told them don't do that, but...
Please don't do that stuff.
Oh, my God.
Thanks, Jackie. You reminded me of the question I was going to, because I didn't think you had addressed this, but do you want to address what happened outside the courtroom? Because I know it's already been talked about and misinformation has been put out there about it.
Yeah, I mean, I got no problem. So, court was in recess. It ended. We go outside. I walked outside, and my mom was engaged with another young lady having a discussion, and was a little heated. And to keep it from escalating, I went over there and got in the middle of it. You know, to keep it from escalating even farther. Like, yes, I did. I told my mom, look, enough's enough. Go home. Get away from here. There's no fist being thrown. Bullhorn Betty likes to say she was standing on the 5th floor looking out the window saying this was much more, this is funnier than some comedy show or a soap opera. You know, you're getting your information from a source who's lied on the court stand 5 times and perjured herself. She can't own up to anything she's done. She's fighting losing battles across the board. I'd love to know how her court case with Queen Bee ends up, you know?
Oh, yeah. And
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but was Chris just not saying the other day that he wants all the drama to stop? All the drama surrounding this case, all of this, all of that. But yeah, every time he gets up on one of these panels, he's all up in the YouTube drama. He is all up in the drama. He's over there talking about BHB and BJ and this, that, and the other. This is what I'm saying. Like, to him, this is fun for him. He's getting attention. He feels like he's in the in. You know what I mean? He's not an outsider anymore. He feels like he's got an in with these people. And these are his group, his people, his homies, his friends, his peeps. And it's like, dude, all off of the back of your missing stepson. Really? Really? Is this the stance you're going to take? It's crazy to me.
Of course, if that protective order gets granted, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you tell one law or one courtroom you make $200,000 and you tell another courtroom you make about $30,000, you know, Betty should probably understand that shit is, you know, evidentiary in court no matter where you go.
I know he's not talking about people lying. Holy shit, lady. She got to make that money.
Holly Sharp wanted to ask, does Katie... Hold on, let me make sure I'm reading that right. Oh, my God. Chris asked Katie, does she have a spa place that she enjoys? Holly would like to gift her a massage. It could go through Clue to get to Katie.
Oh, good Lord. Really?
I'll send the message to Clue. I don't want to put that publicly just because...
Right.
Yeah.
You never know. You don't want people showing up making asses of themselves. But thank you very much. I'm sure she'll greatly appreciate it.
I got to read some of these. Miss Mad Dog, Chris, thank you for spending time with us, praying for you and Katie.
Well, thank you.
Kelsey said, Chris, I'll tell you, the lab said he can stuff 36 blue gum balls in his foreskin and eat them. Yum, gag, gag, gag.
Oh, my God. Y'all are nasty.
What, the thunder?
No,
the comments.
We are here to help. It is a help channel. Anyway, is Katie scared right now?
No.
Okay. Well, she don't like the storms neither. You know what I mean? So.
Well, I mean, Katie's sitting here guarded by 2 highly trained, vicious Morkies. I mean, they can take down a water buffalo.
Well, they can't take down a tornado. I'm gonna put that there for you.
Hey, look, if a puppy can go outside and calm down a bunch of Clydesdale horses, I'm sure these Morkies can go out there and talk to a tornado.
Film it. Is all I gotta say. Film it.
I will. Come on, tornado. We got some filming to do.
Anna said they apparently shredded Chris's arm. Ugh. These people out here. And they're... I don't know why they do this crap.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. If they had a brain and my arms were shredded, don't you think law enforcement saw them?
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
That's true, 911. Sappho.
Listen, guy, there's a fucking reason why you have not been cleared. There is a reason why your wife has not been cleared.
I heard Katie could carry a jet plane. That tornado was nothing.
Oh my God. Exactly.
Elevated.
Betty, she's a MMA fighter. She was trained in the military to kill.
Well, she did show me one move today. It was impressive.
Hold up.
Out here. And they're... I don't know why they do this crap.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. If they had a brain and my arms were shredded, don't you think law enforcement saw them?
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
That's true, 911. Sappho. I heard Katie could carry a jet plane. That tornado was nothing.
Oh my God. Exactly.
Elevated
Courtney
truth.
Betty, she's a an MMA fighter. She was trained in the military to kill.
Oh, okay. He said according to them. I gotcha.
Well, she did show me one move today. It was impressive. I was impressed. Except for she didn't say MMA. She said something like Kung Fu Panda. Maybe that's scary to your opponent.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Truth, you cannot pet my microphone. Maybe, you know what we could do? And tell Katie, I'm just going to text her. Never mind.
Just say it. She's listening.
Oh, we should totally go take an MMA class. Just saying. That could be fun.
Oh,
PJ Vision asked, does she not have an MMA belt? LOL.
So is that PJ Vision? Is that
Dolly's woman?
PJ?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I'm just trying to understand.
Chris, have you ever had a bird shit in your eye?
Oh my God.
No, I've been shit on by a bird, and they say it's good luck, actually.
Well, that happened to fiance this morning.
That's what I heard.
Yeah. Clue, I'd like to make something nice for Katie. Can we ask Chris her favorite colors? Prayers to you and your wife. Our hearts are with you.
Oh my God.
That's what I'm saying. it's oh God. Oh, hold on. Let me pull up here. I'm sorry, Star Child. Welcome to the family. We are family. I gotta clip that thing that says that. So every time somebody becomes a member, we can play that. You waited to show your face on camera for a reason. See, I wanted to try to get through all of that live that I'm watching right now. I wanted to try to get through all that before I started my live, but I couldn't. And I even had it on fast, like forward, but I couldn't get through it all in time. And I was like, because I hate doing this, like pulling it up and trying to go through it all on here because, some of the shit I wouldn't play. You know what I mean? Hey, KJ. Yeah, I am surprised too. It's like he's trying to be a YouTuber or something. He thinks he is a celebrity. This shit's crazy. It is wild. It is. Hold on. I don't want to miss anything. So KP just sits there and listens to him talk to these people. Really? I know. Isn't that crazy? We're all praying that CP and KP. Oh, we're all praying for CP and KP to tell the truth, the whole truth. Oh, I'm sure all these channels over on that. I'm sure all these people have seen the CPS reports, but clearly they don't know how to read them, or clearly they don't know. They just they just want to run their mouth and lie. Well, I see. That's why I just wanted to play sections of it. That's why I love X, because I can just get clips of the important things. You know what I mean? That are said, and I can play those instead of having to play the whole thing because I can't stand it. I actually hate having to do it. Like, I don't like it at all. But again, these are the only channels that Chris wants to go on and answer questions. So what do what the hell do you do with that? You either don't listen to it or, whatever, but they don't give you much of a choice.
Green is definitely one of her favorite colors.
Oh my God. Evelyn Plume.
Her favorite colors are the standard girl colors. She likes green, purple, and pink.
Evelyn Plume says, what are your thoughts on Julie Skolnick?
I want to be nice. I don't want to be mean. Unfortunately, I think she would be better off to have a private conversation with myself than to have that kind of discussion open mic, to be honest with you. And no, it wouldn't be a bad conversation, but some conversations just best had privately.
Well, listen, Julie, obviously he's willing to talk to you behind the scenes. So hook a sister up, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Amy C., I'll answer
Send
this
him over to me if you don't want to talk to him. I'll talk to him.
How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Well, I have it on good authority that a woodchuck would chuck all the wood a woodchuck could if a woodchuck could chuck wood.
Oh, exactly.
My God. Chris, thank you for the openness, sending strength and hope.
Oh my God.
Watch 100 plus channels of live TV, your favorite sports, movies, and more.
Lord, 911 Fafo wants to know, would you do karaoke with Julie for a fundraiser?
Sure.
Well, there you
I
go.
knew that's what he would say. Oh my God. Irish Girl says continued prayers for Chris and Katie. Thanks at Clue and my God.
See,
Shelby Wynn.
this is a problem on these channels. It's so soft. You know, everybody wants to be his friend. Everybody wants to be nice, and nobody's actually asking like serious questions. And the people that do get kicked out and bullied in the chat and get booed. You know what I'm saying? Get pushed out of chat. That's why they have this disabled. That's why the live chat's disabled on the replay. Yeah. But no, it's, you know, he's not going to get asked anything hard over there. He's not going to get put to a test over there. And he knows it. That's why he visits those channels. It's frustrating to me. It's frustrating. Why would they tell the truth now? They think they got away with this. CP is having a great time. Yep, he's willing to talk privately. Yep, one-on-one. Same BS response. Cletus did ask him earlier if there's any place specific where people could be searching. And he was just like, no, just anywhere and everywhere. Something like that. But I know everybody wants to look past the fact. Listen, okay, for 1 second, let's not talk about him having any possible, let's just, for a minute, let's put aside the fact that a lot of people think that Chris and Katie are to blame or know what happened to Sebastian, right? Let's just look at this fact of the 3 to 5, whatever, CPS reports that are out there. Let's just take those into account for a second. Let's just focus on those. Why is everybody okay with him openly admitting to the world, basically, that he has hit and with his hands, with a belt, that he has abused an autistic child? People are cool with that. That's cool. That's fine, right? That's good. Let's hang out with this abuser. Let's hang out with this, this guy who thinks it's cool to hit children. Everybody, see, let's just focus on that for a second. These people are cool with that. That's cool. You're such a great guy. You're such a great guy, Chris. You're such a good stepdad, and you're so protective of your family. And let's everybody just overlook the fact that there are these CPS reports. There is the fact that he has come out and openly admitted to these things, to hitting Sebastian with a belt and with his hand, to locking his shit down, to throwing his stuff away, to being the one to put discipline on him in the home. Let's look past all that, right? That is crazy. That is crazy to me. Now, let me see what this says. Now, we have to remember, Seth said if you knew what was in them CPS reports, you wouldn't be able to sleep at night. Good God. He did have a phone. It's at home. I mean, the cops have it now, but Sebastian did not have it with him. And that's the thing, because we don't 100% know what happened to Sebastian. We don't 100% know that, who made him disappear, quote unquote. But we do know for a fact that abuse did happen to Sebastian in that home. Some people might not call it abuse. I call it abuse. That's my opinion. But it's people that go, okay, even, despite that, this is a good man. And that is what's scary. That is what's scary. It is scary that is acceptable to people. Let's talk, Chris. You want to talk? I will talk to you. Let's have a conversation.
Super chatted to Amy C. about the woodchuck. Y'all are wild today. It's not even Friday. White Boy Radio says sending support. Chris.
Thank you, sir.
And Spitfire Chef says, do you recommend the military schools in San Diego on the Navy base for girls who need structure?
The schools on military bases are not what you think they are. They are a standardized school, just like you would find out in...
Wait a minute. Why would somebody be asking him that?
Y'all are wild today. It's not even Friday. White Boy Radio says sending support. Chris.
Thank you, sir.
And Spitfire Chef says, do you recommend
the military schools in San Diego on the Navy base for girls who need structure? Like, why is Chris being asked about that? Military schools, structure, that's weird.
The military schools in San Diego on the Navy base for girls who need structure?
The schools on military bases are not what you think they are. They are a standardized school, just like you would find out outside in public schools. They're not a uniform-based school. They are just a normal school. The only difference is it's a school for military members to have their kids in a school. There's no difference. And if I remember correctly, I don't believe there is a elementary school, middle school, or high school on the Navy bases. They have daycare centers, but most of the schools are either going to be closer to the housing developments or they attend where you're zoned for schools.
White Boy Radio wants me to tell you, please be careful around the pancakes in the courtroom.
Could you imagine those things in a tornado?
God dang. Why?
There wouldn't be a kneecap safe.
Stupid.
Oh, fuck.
Better throw them over your shoulder like a continental soldier.
Well, if she did that, she might actually have an ass.
Oh, my God.
Can't resist.
Oh, shit. I forgot about that.
Oh. Let me stop misbehaving in the storm is coming. The Lord might decide to take me home.
Pam J wants to know, is Chris the pilot of a jet? I guess another way to ask that is, can you fly a jet?
I don't have a license to fly a jet. I'm pretty sure it'd be pretty easy to figure out.
Hold on. I got to see what's going on over here. Julie, in my opinion, he wants to manipulate you into feeling bad for them. In my opinion, I would hear him out in case he tells you stuff behind the scenes like he tells them. If you do, record the conversation. Hard to look for something that's not missing. Another reason why I don't believe he left on his own. 18 with no phone, really? Yes, hitting a child with anything is abuse. And KP was not watching her son when she allowed him to be essayed by another child. Where was she all that time? Sebastian, no shoes, no phone with him when he disappeared. Shanann Watts, no purse when she disappeared, a pattern. He sounds like he wanted to threaten me privately. I would just say be very careful. I would say if you are going to talk to him off, privately, be very careful. Make sure you yourself are protected. Make sure you yourself are in control, I want to say. Obviously, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I'm just saying be careful if you are going to do it. CP won't talk to a man on panel because, in my opinion, he can't manipulate them like he does women. Mima, absolutely not. I am not set that I am not 100% convinced that he made it back. I'm sorry, I'm not. Okay.
I have flown a military helicopter.
Like a Black Hawk?
No, a Sea Dragon.
Great news, Spectrum Internet customers. Now you can try Spectrum Mobile risk-free for a full year at no cost to you.
Sorry, guys. That's annoying to me.
It's the biggest helicopter in the military arsenal.
Touche, Odin. That was my bad. She's the last person that should be in a tank top. Ugh, I can't.
Oh my gosh, like a trampoline in Oklahoma. Okay.
Wow.
Uh-oh, that's true. Jinx is right. Now you guys will be owning a fucking helicopter.
White boy said BHB punching the air right now. Hate listening driving back to Florida.
Angelina said I thought White Boy was talking about Martha.
I hope she ain't air punching. She needs to keep her hands on the wheel.
Right. Be safe out there.
That's right. I'd like to make sure you get safely back to Florida.
Aussie Trisha says, prayers from down under to Katie and Chris. I have kids your ages. I would not be able to be so kind. Green team, just stop the nonsense. Yeah, they have to hire their own pilot for the 747. I forget who said that. I'm sorry. Bye, you babe. Sorry.
I didn't have an MOS. Somebody asked that in the chat. I didn't have an MOS. I had a rate.
What?
I was in the Navy. They're basically asking what my job was in the military.
Mm.
And so the Marine Corps and the Army call them MOSs. The Navy calls them rates. And the Air Force, I think they call them jobs.
Yeah, I did hear she was staying 2 weeks too.
Oh, what? Wait, she stayed 2 weeks up here?
That's what she said. I think she originally planned to stay until the 16th court date. She'll probably stay here. I mean,
honestly, I'd probably rather eat out of my own damn trash can before I tried any of that shit.
Michelle said, please tell Katie she looked beautiful on the last interview.
You look very beautiful on the last interview.
What's in Discord?
She says thank you.
I can't believe she just sits there silently and he does all, like, this is so crazy to me. Wow. And he wants to talk about how busy they both are. How about they both work? They both have jobs. They're busy searching. It's like, dude, who are you trying to are you trying to convince us or your damn self?
Oh my God. White boy coming in hot. He said they both have roast beef.
Oh my God. I want to do that in the Navy.
That's not what it means, but I'm just being polite.
I don't think Chris and them have a P.O. box. TD. I'm sorry. I don't know what's wrong with them today. Honestly. I think, I don't know, maybe it's the end of the week. We're all tired.
Oh, see?
Well, I will say this much.
Hold on.
For the
Not here in New York. Here in New York, only one person has to be aware that the recording is happening. I learned that in the Kylie Rodney case. Yes, I did. I'm calling places in California. But yeah, I know in New York, I know it is different everywhere, but I know in New York, like in California, there's a 2-party law. So both parties have to agree. But here in New York, only one party has to know that it's being recorded. There you go. Just drive here to New York to do it. You'll be good to go. One party consent for incoming calls. Let's see. Question. Why does CP alibi boss call say CP was skirting his RV, yet his parents were taking it a week later to Alaska? Where is that RV CP brought home a new one from the 17-hour trip? Where is the original? Yeah, good question. Exactly. CP, you want the hard questions, but you won't come on a channel that will ask the hard questions. Julie, I hear you. I hear you. It will frustrate him too, because he thinks he's the shit. Julie says, I prefer to frustrate CP by denying him what he wants. Oh, yep. Okay, I see it here. Sorry, I didn't see it before, Julie. I prefer to make him upset by denying him what he wants. He wants to talk to then saying no hurts him the most. Yeah. I cannot listen to them, especially CP. I hear ya. Sadly, here in New Jersey, it's against the law to record unless both parties are aware. Okay. I had to get caught up. All right.
No, today is Wednesday. Tomorrow's Thursday. But for all the veterans out there, they have a very unique sense of humor. You all understand what everybody's saying, basically.
Oh, see, Maggie K said it means fuck the Navy. Navy.
Yes, and I wasn't going to say it, but
never again volunteer yourself.
Correct. There's acronyms for everybody. The Army aren't really Marines yet. Marine Corps, or the Marine stands for My Ass Rides in Navy Equipment. USMC's Uncle Sam's Misguided Children.
Kate Miller said, y'all put yourself in timeout. This week is 9 days in already, and I'm tired as fuck.
Oh, my God.
Gray Pearl, I love you, Clue. Love you, too.
Breaking Chains.
What's it say? I lubber you.
Okay,
Not lub.
Lubber you.
Breaking Chains has a serious question for you. Do you think Sebastian could have had a phone that none of the parents knew about?
It's always a possibility.
Really?
But no indication of it or anything that you know of then?
No, not to my knowledge, not to Katie's knowledge, and I don't even believe to Ellie's knowledge. But, I mean, at this point, it's possible.
Betty says MORON. White boy is on something today.
He's in here trying to have a good time. This is what he's doing.
Summer Girl says prayers for both of you from a mom of a Navy son that was on aircraft carrier.
Oh, my God.
And Snazzy Trinket Story says, it is really nice to hear Chris more relaxed than the other day with Yeda. Hearing his voice so upset made my heart ache for him and Katie. The Five Kings, if you send something to my P.O. box for them, I will get that to them.
Mumford and Sons return. Live across North.
So I have to ask Chris, did you listen to Betty's live?
Oh, my God.
I didn't either. I want to know if
I got a 30-second clip of it where she's standing up trying to say how she dressed for court, which somebody said that to me, thought I was like
all exited the courtroom. Is all. I'm gonna have to watch it. Shelby Lynn says, Chris and Katie, can you please hit the thumbs up? It really helps the algorithm. That's a dig at Butter.
With everybody in the chat, please hit the thumbs up.
Right. Now it's a possibility. All this time, nope, it wasn't possible that he could have had another phone. All this time, it wasn't possible that he was on social media or had any access to online. All of this time, Chris was in Memphis. All of this time. And then all this time, right? Now everything's everything's freaking different. Oh, Chris wasn't in Memphis. He was in Mississippi. Sebastian's phone got locked down because he was on YouTube and he had to stay off social media. And, now he could possibly have another phone that nobody even knew about. It's like, oh my gosh, dude. No, that's true. That is true. In all fairness, Brianna, that is true. I am not taking up for KP, but her nor Seth has acted like CP is doing. Yeah. But in all fairness, she sits behind him and lets it happen. So, that's what I know. That's so weird to think about this too. It's so weird to think about the fact that, you have all these people that are, sending love and prayers and all these things and, to Chris and Katie and, like liking them and seeing things their way. And it's wild to watch because you're like, it really does truly show you that, how everybody sees things differently, how everybody's perception is different. Because I'm sitting here going, I don't understand the love that they get. I don't understand it. And, there's people sitting over there that are going, I don't understand how people can hate on Chris and Katie. Like they're the greatest people ever. It's so wild to me. Sheeple, yes. I do think a lot of that is like groupthink. It's like a lot of groupthink or mob mentality type thing where it's like, oh, my favorite creator likes them and supports them, so I'm going to like them and support them. And that's not thinking for yourself. That's not, and those of you that have been following me for a long time can say the same thing about me. Like I do not ever tell anybody else what to think, what to feel, I say do your own research, think for yourself, and form your own opinions. Because, that is doing it for yourself. That is truly being an independent thinker. Is she really listening to him? Is she really in the house? He lies a lot and answers for her. I don't know if she's really there. Well, that's true. We don't know that. That is true. We don't know if she's really there. Oh, I know so that comment I was looking for. Remember earlier I couldn't find it, but there was a comment on screen. A lady said, I can't remember if she said it was my son or my daughter, but she said her kid was missing for 6 weeks and she never searched. She never searched for them because, oh my God, I can't even think of what it was now. She was like, my kid was missing for 6 weeks and I never searched. I can't remember the exact reason why she said she never searched, but that was the comment I was looking for earlier and I couldn't find. But that is wild because it reminded me, it took me back to Kylie Rodney's case when her mother, Lindsay, was like, oh, I don't search because I don't search for her because I'm not trained in finding missing people. And that blew my mind when I heard her say that. I was like, what? Like, But when I saw that comment today, I was like, holy shit. I'm like, people actually are like that. Like, there's actually people that if their kid goes missing, they don't search for them. Like, how crazy is that? What makes people defending Chris and Katie believe in them despite the data that most abductions are done by the parents and or the last person who saw the victim? Research, common sense, and thinking are crucial in all situations. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. But that made me think of that, so thank you, because I was like, wow.
Channel out there to the nation helps us get recognized.
See how good that was? We need to clip that. Brianna says Ryan Hall was talking about tornadoes in Hendersonville and Clarksville both. You guys all good. I'm in Hendersonville.
So where we live, we actually have kind of like two mountains that kind of surround us. I mean, I'm not saying no tornado would never come through here, but I would say for the most part, we're fairly covered.
Working with a registered dietitian can be a game changer in achieving your goals. Here's what you unlock through Faye. Most clients.
Apparently there was one.
I got a Morky that's going to take down that tornado.
Apparently there was one nearby because Crabtree started blowing me up a while ago, and he sent me a movie of his drone recording a tornado. I haven't had a chance to watch it.
Oh. You missed his impression of BJ. It was quite good.
Damn.
Yeah. You know what? I'm just going to say this. Do not send me a picture if you do that, because I swear to God, the last picture that you sent me that I've never shown on here, I literally almost peed. I'm not kidding. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. They're sitting downstairs in my bar, by the way.
Dead. Literally dead. E. Nikki said, where is it? Sending positive vibes. Marty says, thank you for sharing your thoughts, Chris, Clue, and Cletus. Hazel Eye says, thank you, Clue, Cletus, and Chris, and Katie. Oh, that's Clue, Cletus, Chris, Katie. I send many thoughts and prayers. And hello, spring, never appreciated, but always expected. Big Bird says, please let Chris know New Hampshire is praying for Sebastian. I know firsthand how painful it is as someone close to the Harmony Montgomery search.
Wow. Well, that is true. That is true. Where is that? There will always be people. Where the hell did I just see that? Oh, there will always be people that would support the perpetrators of a crime. Yeah, that's true. I mean, shit. Look at all the people that wanted to go after all the women that were on the wanted Chris Watts after the fact. And I'm like, are you people cracked? I do try, Brianna. Thank you. I believe he is not talking to Ellie anymore, per his attorney.
Thank you.
Lord, I heard that truck. I thought that was a tornado. You know how they whistle?
Yeah.
Christ has spoken.
Annie is okay.
And referring to Chris as Christ is wild. My grandma would be rolling in her grave for real.
Can you suggest where we need to search for Sebastian?
My answer is going to be everywhere, no matter where. Realistically, I mean, within 5 miles of my house, I would like to say it's been searched very thoroughly. But I mean, here we are, and yeah, I'm going to drop a bombshell for you. Ready for this one? Yes, it's been 13 months since Katie and Seth have seen Sebastian. It's been 14 months since I have seen Sebastian. So he could be anywhere.
Yep. Uh-oh.
What?
Butter just canceled her live for tonight. She must be grieving their day. I would say the best thing that people can do is literally go to businesses, ask them, can you put the flyer up? Carry them in your car. You know what I mean?
Katie and I both carry stacks of them in our car and my truck, and constantly, even in our work vehicles where we see places that don't have them, we know that they had them before. They take them down just because after a while, they don't hear anything, so they assume, he's been found or nothing's come of it, so they take the poster down. So yeah, we carry more and we ask him, hey, do you mind if we put this back up? He hasn't been found, and things of that nature. And I'm sure Seth does the same thing. I mean, from what I heard, I have not seen, but from what I have heard, he does try to, put some stuff out there.
Right. Sidney Kane says, please tell Chris that he and Katie have been nothing but pure class throughout all this, and I'm so envious of Katie's gorgeous hair, sending all the love and light continuously. Well, I'm just gonna let you know. The hair thing, that's because she uses the gloss.
Isn't that the shine thing that you were telling her about?
Yes, that she tried, and might I add, likes a lot. So
yeah, she uses it like in the shower daily, I think.
Yep.
I don't get it. Guys, I don't know if I can make it through much more of this. For real. It's on 1.75. Like,
no, they asked.
Speed.
It's okay, just ask it.
Well, that person wanted to know, has Sean always been this spiteful and, for the lack of a better word, weird?
Appreciate the question. That kind of goes back to being a personal family thing. Seth is a grieving father. So when parents grieve, they grieve in their own ways. All we can do is be supportive. You know, he's hurting, just like Katie, just like myself. He's got to find a way to handle his grief, and that is something that's between him and his maker. It's the best answer I can give you on that.
See something, say something. Mentioned this, and I remember this being brought up once before, or a few times before, and I thought it'd been discussed, but anyway. They said suggest to Chris to get in touch with corporate office of Domino's and ask if they can glue a flyer to the top of each pizza box.
Oh, that is good. That's a good idea. Didn't know that. I mean, making a note of that.
Shit, it went by me. There's somebody. Here it is. Stella Moore wanted me to ask you if you have thought of using coffee cups with Sebastian on them and hand them out in restaurants or hand them to restaurants.
That would be. I haven't thought about it, but if I had to guess, it'd be pretty pricey. You got to consider the price of a coffee cup plus the putting the picture on it. And getting it shipped out. I'd love to. I don't have that kind of money. I really don't. Despite what everybody thinks, we're stuck paying attorneys and things like that. And, that I'm sure would be costly, and unfortunately, I don't have that money.
I don't see Dolly's comment, guys.
I do.
Oh, okay.
Well, I saw him in here. Hold on. Shit.
Psycho Cunt says, my heart goes out to you,
Oh my
Katie,
God.
Chris, and of course Sebastian has all my prayers. Yes, Psycho Cunts, we pray too.
Well, thank you.
And Vivian P
What are you
wants to
doing,
know,
babe?
did Seth ever come into the house when picking up Sebastian?
Oh.
Yes.
And that's the problem right there.
I don't.
That is the problem, sweet sativa. Yeah, he doesn't have time to be emotional. He said that. He doesn't have time to care. And why these people kiss his ass, I'll never know. I don't either. I don't understand it. I don't get it. There ain't no way I'm going to make it through this. This is crazy. You scared me.
Oh, Dolly. BHB was talking about my mom today. She wants war. She's got no limits.
Target. You have to weigh safety over certain things at some point. I'm not willing to jeopardize our safety. Please understand. I mean, there's other things that we have done. We've had magnets made. We've gotten involved with the billboards, yard signs. We've had them posted everywhere from Florida all the way up into Canada. We've had them all the way out as far as California. I think we even had a couple got made sent to Hawaii. But I mean, wrapping up
What about Alaska? You get any sent or made there?
a vehicle that is costly, and like I said, I'm not going to jeopardize our safety.
And I assume when you're saying jeopardizing your safety, it's because of all the people with very hateful thoughts that you would be putting a target
Not
on
just hateful
yourself.
thoughts, but yeah, I mean, you make yourself a target, but I'm not necessarily hatefulness. But I don't want us being followed 24/7, taking pictures like some folks have done. And I've said this before: we are a pro Second Amendment state. I exercise my Second Amendment.
I mean, it's wild to me that in the beginning, there's clips of Clue talking about how Seth is such a sweetheart, and they're, on they want to, go by Seth's wishes and blah blah blah, and all this chick took a wrong turn somewhere, and ended up on the side of CP and KP, and I don't understand it. I don't understand as a mother how you can I don't understand parents, how they could support people like this. Like Chris and Katie, I don't get it, because listen, there aren't a whole lot of facts in this case, but the fucking fact is that Katie was the last one with her son before he mysteriously up and vanished. They said themselves that the only door he could have gone out of was the front door. However, if he had gone out the front door and walked out like they said, he would have been seen on the camera across the street. He was never seen on. There are cameras. If you guys have not been following me for that long, I did a video. There's a whole integrated in Hendersonville. There is a whole integrated camera system. Businesses, residents, all connecting with the police departments so they can obtain this footage. There's all of this, and Sebastian was never seen on one camera since then. I mean, so what? How people are supporting them? I just don't understand it. I don't understand it. Like, those are the facts, and I would rather be on this side of it. I would rather be on the one questioning the parents, and maybe possibly being wrong about some things, than to back parents who possibly did something to their son. Because how do you feel good about yourself, and how do you have self-respect, and how do you respect yourself if you are bowing down to these two, to Chris and Katie? I have no respect for you, and if I would have no self-respect if that was the case, if I was on that side. I don't understand it. So, I mean, it is what it is. The facts are the facts. Katie was the last one to see her son. Where the fuck is Sebastian? You know, everyone's like, oh, well, she can't come out and say anything because every time she comes out, she gets ripped apart. Well, that's because people call her out on all her bullshit. People call people out on their lies and their inconsistencies. I mean, it is what it is. Be a freaking normal, honest, loving human being, and we wouldn't be in this predicament. Shit. Melissa, hello. Yes, the Sanoy family. I seen that where Clue used to support Seth until allegedly they were paid blood money, in my opinion. And notice I said allegedly. Gotcha. We don't need more flyers. We need Chris and Katie to talk with their creator and repent, and for them to do the right thing. Yeah, we need somebody to come forward with information. That's what we need. CP got what he wanted, like always, but karma is a bitch, and it will come back on them. They side for the cash money, either them or viewers. Sebastian, coffee cups too expensive. Flyers only. Fair enough. Has anyone seen flyers recently? He has a problem with creators making money while talking about Sebastian, but yet Clue was getting donations left and right in this live, and that's, yeah, I said all that earlier. Would you do me a favor, Dal? Let's see. They do not like to be called out. Clearly, they don't. Keep it up, Christopher. Keep up your references to loving to go to gun ranges and your Second Amendment rights, using these as veiled threats. In my opinion, sold their soul for the almighty buck. How much did that cost? Yeah. I know if I had a missing child, the last thing I'd be worried about is, yeah. I don't even know what that is. And listen, I don't want to know. Hey, Magic Star. Good morning. Okay. Just want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. Those of you that are just coming in, please do me a favor and hit that like button. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not already done so. And please consider becoming a member. And members, if you want to give somebody a membership, that would be great. That'd be awesome. We need to grow this family, grow this community, because I am so sick and tired of, of people that are, the light needs to grow and the darkness needs to subside, in my opinion. And the world has too much darkness and more light needs to be shed and the darkness needs to be snuffed out. And I don't mean that in a real life. I mean, I do mean that in the real life, but you guys know what I mean. So glad I caught you live. You're my cup of tea. Thank you.
I don't believe in violence, but there's no reason it has to get to that point. And wrapping a vehicle, just like I said, makes you a target. No point in it.
Let's see. God, this is flying.
Dolly, I'm just going to say that out loud. I would eat her ass if I were you, but not physically or literally. You might lose, like, feeling in your lips or something. I don't know.
RLA wants to know, said, can Chris confirm that either he or Katie were home during pickups or drop-offs? I'm assuming they're talking about when Seth would pick him up or drop him off.
Thank you, honey.
Were y'all
sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes, not every time.
Okay.
I'll tell you another thing.
Most of the time, yes, we were, though. I'm sorry.
No, I talked over you. One thing that I told, I think it was Layla Santinello's mom, I think. I don't know. I talked to her one time with Crabtree.
Holland Snap's mom.
Holland Snap, that's right.
Yeah.
If you, like, give flyers to, like, the Amazon drivers, right? Because in the community, right, they go to a lot of homes.
Right.
And you never know if they could, like, see something, right?
Right.
and want you to know, did you know BHB still watches your campsites?
She's got to find it first.
Are they talking rude to you, Dolly? Let me know. I'll get them. I'm in the mood today, honey. I'll block everybody. Don't come in here being nasty.
If Dolly's in here,
don't come in here being nasty. That shit. That's your audience right there.
If you don't mind.
It should be making bank. There is a freaking ad like every 2 minutes.
Yes, Dolly, I was on Turtle Island. Yes, that was me. I did call in and I did purchase the egg, just so you know.
Is there a nickname or this is wishful thinking? Fafo 2025 said, is there a nickname or birthmark Sebastian goes by or answers to? And then I guess a birthmark that's identifiable.
Sebastian has, it's not quite a cluster, but it's like 3 or 4 freckles on his neck. It'll be on the right side. So if you're looking at him, it's his right side of his neck. And they're not, like I said, they're kind of like in a line area. They almost look like beauty marks. That is very identifiable. He tends to walk on the balls of his feet. He does have what they call pigeon chest. So the cartilage in his chest bone is growing, but it's growing outward. So it kind of looks like one side of his chest kind of sticks up a little farther than the other side. Hence why he had the breastplate on. Trying to think. He's got that run that he likes to do.
So he's got a breastplate. He's got water on the brain. He's got autism, and he's got this chromosome 6 deletion syndrome. He's got all these things, and Chris still thinks it's cool. I mean, it's all good to hit that kid with a belt. Chris still thinks it's all good to do corporal punishment, and nobody cares. Everybody thinks that's just fucking fine and dandy. That is wild to me. Is CP slow or what? Purchased an egg from a YouTube game. He needs serious help. Oh, Mama May said, I'd like to wish my mom a happy 83rd birthday. Hope you're dancing in the sky. Oh, happy heavenly birthday to Mama May's mother. Holly said she can't figure out if she wants to be a Valley Girl ghetto or a hillbilly poor thing. Oh, geez. I don't like to do that. Like, I'm really not trying to bash anybody. I'm just here trying to call out Chris and Katie's nonsense. What do I got over here? Hold on a second. And yeah, and Katie allows it. She is the mother. Sebastian is a special child from God, and he did not put him on this earth to be abused. Hold on a second. Can I donate besides super chats? Yeah, there's a Cash App and PayPal links. I think Nightbot put them in the chat. They're also in the description of my videos and stuff. So thank you for that.
Naruto. Yeah, the Naruto guy. Yep, he runs like that. That's very identifiable. His smile is very identifiable. When he smiles real big, like goofiness, he's got this huge smile. His teeth are kind of out there, and he squints his eyes, kind of thing. If his hair is grown out and he doesn't brush it, he's got a real gnarly cowlick. I mean, he can make alfalfa jealous.
In the front, is that what you're talking about?
No, in the back. In the back, he's got the cowlick. So the swirl. Man, it's always been a struggle to get it to lay down. But man, when that thing's long, boy, that thing will stick up. That's very identifiable.
Someone asked a few times, and we're talking, so I didn't know. What was his favorite subject in school?
He loved math.
If you want to get your name, phone number, and address off the internet, but want to handle the removals yourself, opt for
science. If he got to read what he wanted to read, he loved reading the Minecraft books. I think I think his dad had some couple books that he would read. Let's see what else. I mean, I'm pretty sure PE is always a favorite with every kid. But yeah, math and science, I know for a fact, were some of his favorite.
Daisy Duke, they've said before he's not a big hat fan.
No, right? Unfortunately, we have a bunch of hats, but he doesn't really wear hats.
FSU girl, hold on, let me look. I'm sorry, y'all. Chat is literally flying. I don't even see that from you. When did you ask it? Well, just put it again in the chat. You don't have to send a super chat. Just put your question.
Yeah, y'all don't have to super chat to ask questions. It's just literally trying to keep up with them.
Clue is not right all the time. Close.
Here's one from Surf and Turf that asked, has Sebastian ever gone off by himself before?
Not that we know of. We had heard early on in the investigation that Seth was found by a car underneath the car.
You mean Sebastian, not Seth, right?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Sebastian, yes.
He's probably reading chat. I just saw it. Go ahead.
Well, I read chat and I looked up on my TV and there's a humpback whale kind of just like breaching the water and I'm like, what the? All right, sorry. But Sebastian, no, not that we knew of, but he had been by a car that night we recreated that video. We had talked to the neighbor and the neighbor did openly admit that he had found Sebastian by his son's girlfriend's car. Came and knocked on the door, but I mean, as far as I know, no, Sebastian did not really take off. I mean, no.
Dolly, I've asked you this so many times in chat during Turtle Island, and you never answer me. Do you think Karen Reed is guilty or innocent? Do you want to come up here, Dolly? I don't.
Dolly, come up, man. Come on.
I can drop a link, but I need to know what you think about Karen Reed. Because you never answer me, right? Because the chat is always flying. He thinks she's guilty. Okay, I think so too, but I tried to do a stream on her, and whoa, people did not like that. So I was like, well, fuck it. Y'all don't want to go by the PCA and the info in it, and it's clearly showing me that I think she did it, but okay.
Oh, here's a question that I saw it earlier, and I just caught it again this time. It reminded me. That video clip that was put out, I guess, right before you guys did the interviews with the local news. What you got any opinion about who that person is, or what that is, that shadow that's walking around, or that looks like it's walking around?
No, I don't know who it is. I would love to know something about it. I would like to have known that law enforcement had probably put more effort into figuring out who it was. By dismissing it so early, much like they did for the green hoodie person. I will say that. It's my personal opinion.
Now you guys are arguing over Karen Reed. B10 would be so proud.
In Tennessee, bank doesn't hump you for testifying against each other when it involves a child.
Here not.
Oh, really, Carrie?
Meg's asking, do you
That's
think
crazy.
Sebastian would go outside of a neighborhood if kids knocked at the window?
I don't know. I mean, there's always a possibility.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say as much. Sebastian's becoming a teenager. You know, anybody's got children that have grown up. You know, you always thought you knew your kids in the teenage years, and it's like, whoa. You never know what they can do or capable of, and then it's kind of like, well, I didn't realize that, and then you find out things. So it's always possible, always.
Titans fan is asking, is there anything to the lights at 3 a.m. and was there a car?
I'm taking this as in reference to the Mob Cruise video.
Yeah, the one he's done 157,216 times.
Yeah. To go ahead and tell you that the one lights and the time on the videos are actually wrong. Law enforcement has confirmed that. The one looks like it's running down or something. That was actually the gentleman taking his trash can to the street. He has already admitted to that. When you look at the screen, the second light, who's ever holding a camera is moving. But every light in the video can be pinpointed. They know exactly where it is. There was no vehicle that like stops, pulls in. There is a newspaper vehicle that comes in the neighborhood. Every other vehicle in the neighborhood has or is accounted for. Law enforcement had put that out there. And to come back and dispute that, I think you're a bit of a fool. Yes, I'm going to say this out loud, Mob Crew, I think you're a fool. If you think that your technology is any better than Sumner County's, FBI's, TBI's, and the Secret Service.
Fair enough. I won't argue that.
I mean, those lights have been described as so many fucking different things. It is crazy.
I will not argue that. And God knows. I remember how fucking cold it was.
Oh, yeah.
When we were trying to recreate it to figure out what the fuck it was we were looking at. So, yeah.
And we did not once, we had to do it twice.
Yeah. Let's see. Damn, Pam, he's already at, well, I mean, I'll ask you because I don't think it was asked that way. Did Seth give Sebastian a phone that you were unaware of?
There's always a possibility, but we do not know.
Okay.
Yeah, the answer would have been the same.
True. Do you have, so this is from 911, Give It to God, said, do you have any suspicion of what could have happened without telling us? So I guess it's just generally, do you have any theories in your head?
I don't. I mean, that's the crazy part. I wish there was, but I don't.
Oh my God.
I handled Michelle, y'all. And said Ellie never said they knew who the unknown person is. Are they talking about in the neighborhood?
Yeah, I think they're reporting.
Like the shadow?
Yeah, I think they confirmed that video Steve put out.
Well, I mean, they also...
Law enforcement, they never came out and said who it was.
Well, they didn't say who
They never said that they know who it was. Either,
right.
So.
Princess Gaga said, did he have any bullies at school? I guess that y'all were aware of.
No. I mean, not really. I mean, it's high school, so I'm sure that there were kids that made fun of him. I'm sure there are. I mean, anybody doesn't think that way. Yeah, I mean, okay. I would like to.
I'm sure there were kids that made fun of him. Why, CP? Because you're a bully? Because you make fun of him every chance you fucking get?
Think that he wasn't being bullied, but he was in a very his classroom, and he was escorted everywhere he went. So I don't know if he would have had an opportunity to be bullied, to be honest with you.
Okay. And somebody asked, it's scrolled past, but somebody asked about, well, no, it's not. Summer Girl had asked, can Sebastian learn a different language?
His mind is still being formed, so yes. Was he interested in learning another language?
Not thank you, Charles.
Okay.
Amy said, I substituted for 5th grade today, and kids can be really mean.
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, these kids out here today they're different. You guys are freaking making me paranoid about this weather.
It's already past us.
Oh, well.
For now. There's another line coming.
Of course there is.
Take a seat, ladies. It's members only.
Captain is hot. Captain, you've been working out.
Onyx Angel is asking, did you investigate gang charges on your account after he went missing, and are you able to elaborate on it at this time?
Yes, called law enforcement when it happened. They came and got the information. They were able to track it down. The FBI tracked it all the way down to somewhere in California. When they went to the location, they found out that it was an IP address that was being bounced. So the location that they tracked it to was not actually where it was happening. But that's as far as I know on that.
Okay.
Okay.
What? Oh, Lord. Daisy Duke. asked, can you ask if Sebastian went to school with older children when he was little, or was it K through 6?
Older children.
Yeah, I think they're asking, like, was it an elementary school? You know, like I guess we have here where it's, you know, kindergarten through 5th grade, and was it? Did he go to school with all ages? I guess in California, or was it, you know, elementary?
Yes, he went. Yeah, he was in elementary K through 5, and then he was in the middle school out here, and then started high school.
Let's see. Ed Black wants to know what's the highest crane you've worked in.
I've been over 500 feet.
What?
500 feet?
Dude, that's like a mile.
No, it's not.
Nah.
It's close enough.
Nah.
Fuck that.
A mile. I'm going to be inside of
What Gypsy say?
airplanes.
What Gypsy say? Fuck that. Tammy, don't say that. Jesus Christ. Girl, get into a room. Like, with not stuff around. I don't know. You know, tornado safe stuff. Okay, so I was a little off.
You got a low spot, safe spot. Go get in the bathtub with a little mattress over the top of you.
Right. Cheryl, Texas says, I pray daily that Sebastian's found safe. Hugs to you and KB. I pray daily that Sebastian's found safe. Hugs to you and Katie. She said that twice.
Thank you.
I don't know, Tiffany. Up there. That's how tall that. Okay, let me see. I'll Google while I'm sitting here. Google. 500 feet in 40 to 50 stories tall. You're insane, but that's just me.
Well, that is nothing. They're building the Paramount here in Nashville. It's going to be 70 stories or 60 stories tall. I forgot which one. 70 or 60.
Yes.
Yes.
Ooh. I'd say a hamster-sized rhino. That way I can just kick it.
Exactly. Well, not for the reason you said, but that's been the common answer, is a hamster-sized rhino, because that would just be fucking cool.
Yeah, a miniature rhino. Yeah, you can keep it in your house.
Yeah, you keep it in a little cage. Banana Pug said 1.3 thousand likes. Eat that butter. I would not eat that butter.
And Cinerisa said, Chris, I just want to say, having raised kids on the spectrum, watching you with that baby, teaching him to ride his bike and control equipment, helped me see something I needed to in you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Do you know Reverend Lee Jonathan?
Mocking media, yeah.
Something like that. I think I've heard it, yeah. It's kind of funny. It's more than kind of. It's
yeah. You could. They're still talking about this little rhino. You could put it on your shoulder and walk it around. I'd put it on a leash, like a pot-bellied pig.
Well, it's a hamster. It's a hamster size. I don't know if I'd want to put it on a leash and let it walk around that thing and disappear in little holes.
A rhino?
A rhino-sized hamster.
No, a hamster-sized rhino.
The question was, is it a hamster-sized rhino or a rhino-sized hamster?
I would put it in my pocket too. But you guys chose the hamster-sized rhino, right? The little one. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. He could burrow into a hole.
Exactly.
That's true. I lost myself. Pistol Amy. People wouldn't step. You have to be a good rhino mom, right? Just don't step here. Just keep it away from Josh. You guys are, I swear. You know they're not normally like this. This ain't your first time being here. You gotta,
okay.
You know what it is. Everybody got all amped up thinking probably that Betty was not.
Hooligans asking me what's for dinner. Well, you don't want me cooking. I'll tell you that right now.
Another one.
But they probably thought they were going to get to celebrate, and they were already getting giddy and in a fun mood, and it didn't happen. But now they're like, well, fuck it. We'll take it out anyway.
Well, and I think it probably is a little bit to do with the way you started this, and then and then Chris wanted to come up and talk, so it already had everybody in a certain mode, and they're still kind of stuck in it. No, you're good. I'm glad you came up. I mean, I think people, like hearing from you, because there's, personally, I mean, I can understand, because, there's a lot of shit out there, right? And without hearing from you, it's hard for people to make their own opinion, even though I think that's what a lot of people want to do fairly, is form their own opinion. But without hearing from y'all, it's, kind of tough at times, especially when there's a lot of shit being slung from the other, toward y'all. So.
Yeah, and I mean, unfortunately, I'm up here and I'm talking. I went talking on Queens for a little bit, and everybody wants to bash, and they're gonna take this and they're gonna twist it, and clip it, and do whatever the hell they want to do, and I'm whatever. I mean, the way I would look at it from their point of view is, if you wanted to have a conversation, I think you'd be a lot more tasteful, respectful about things, and that's as they say, you get more bees with honey than you do with vinegar.
Tasteful and respectful. Some of the things that I have heard these people talk about while Chris is on panel and Chris himself joins in on the conversation, there is no tastefulness or respect to it at all, period. It's disgusting.
I'm curious about that. Are they gonna have court on the 16th?
We still have to have a court hearing because it's on the docket, and it is in regards to a criminal hearing, not a civil hearing. Because the civil hearing is being delayed until the appellate court makes a ruling, then the criminal case has to be continued as well. And the reason why that being said, if the appellate court
grants Betty the appeal, then everything would be dismissed. So that being said, the orders of protection would be dismissed, and the criminal case would have to be dismissed. If the appellate court upholds the ruling and gives and denies her an appeal, then at that point in time it will come back down to general sessions or circuit court, and the criminal case will then move forward from that point of view. And I mean, at that point, she has her appeal. She's out of options.
Yeah.
She'll have to face a criminal court.
So, go ahead. Sorry.
Emerald Wonderland says, "Forgive us, Christ Proudfoot." And Ashley Wynn says, "What superpower would you not want?"
I would not want the power of knowing, the foresight, basically.
The what?
So you wouldn't want to be clairvoyant.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
Two questions that I've seen. Well, one of them I've seen a few different times, but I caught it this time and remembered it. That people are wanting to know was, did law enforcement take Katie's watch in the beginning, I guess?
Law enforcement took all kinds of electronics, yes.
Nobody believed me at first, but now everyone wants one. So I almost made the dumbest mistake of my life.
No.
You know, I mean, they still have some electronics from both sides. I think from Seth's side and our side. You know, it is what it is.
Dude.
And then Little Miss Sunshine said, respectfully.
Honestly, he was up here for... I know, it's so wild to me. So he was up here at 1 hour and 16 minutes. And he was up there until 4 hours and 41 minutes. So, a long time. A long, long time. Which is crazy.
What is being done to find Sebastian?
Well, on our side, we do things quietly. I do not publicize them because, one, I want people to focus on what they need to do and not worry about other things. So that being said, that's why we tend to keep what we do quietly, but we do work with SAR teams, private investigator, flyers, yard signs.
Chris, you cut out. I don't know what happened. You cut out.
You cut out.
We've done America's Most Wanted. We've done news, all kinds of things.
Can you still hear us?
Can you hear us?
I don't think you can hear us.
Huh. It's probably this weather.
Yeah, it probably is.
Can you hear me? I still hear like the background noise.
Yeah, I don't think you can hear us anymore.
You texted him. Did you?
Yeah.
Okay. Tornado got his internet.
Yeah, Tiffany B, I do too. That pizza box idea, I think, is a really good one.
I mean, it ain't doing anything here. But, I mean, we, like, live in a freaking, like, we're rural, you know what I mean? So a lot of times, the weather is just ridiculous. They do have normal jobs, and, you know, they don't have people paying their bills, so you gotta work. You know what I mean? Like, they can't just, fuck it, we'll let the house go.
Sebastian didn't play sports because he into what they call Mailbox Express or whatever. They kind of do they have mailboxes, but they do FedEx, UPS,
Pony
things
Express.
like that. They print.
Pony Express, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. And we walked in there, and the guy was I was trying to see if they would print them for us right there. And he was like, "How many you want?" And I was like, "Well, how much are they?" And he told me, I was like, "Well, we'll start with 250." And then when he looked down, he realized what he was looking at. The gentleman was very nice. He actually printed 500 out and didn't charge us anything. So, I mean, small town, great people. I mean, we even had one lady who I think she paid for 1,000 copies, colored copies, made. And didn't tell us. They just called and said, "Hey, your order's ready." I was like, "What?"
Casper Z's want to know, did Sebastian... Shit, it went by me. Hold on. Did Sebastian have a favorite sport he played or wanted to play?
Sebastian did play sports because he had a condition where he had fluid on the brain, and if he took a head injury, it could severely affect him. However, sports-wise, man, I took this kid one of the best times. I don't think we've really put this out there, but California to here, I've made sure Sebastian has had the opportunity to go to a San Diego Seals lacrosse game.
Yeah, that my bad. Earlier, I was thinking fluid, and I said water. I don't know why. And even when I said it, I knew it wasn't the right word. But yeah, fluid on the brain. My bad.
Baseball games with the Padres. He went and saw the Michigan college football team, Michigan State. I forgot who they played in California and San Diego. I paid, and I bought 4 tickets for Katie, him, my aunt and uncle, because I was working. Sent them to a Predators game. He had a blast doing that. Minor league hockey team, he's seen that. He's seen soccer. I hadn't been able to get him to a Titans game yet. That was kind of on the list. But yeah, I mean, he loves going to sports because that way he can hoop and holler, and it's great.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember the videos of him at that Predators game.
WNC Granny said, Chris, I don't know how you handle those heights, but just wanted to say my daughter repairs those cranes. My prayers are with you and Katie.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Chris and Katie, from sending you love and prayers from Oklahoma, and I pray that Sebastian comes home soon. Thank you so much, Chris, for taking the time to talk to us.
Oh, you're very welcome.
What? I mean, shit, you ain't got nothing better to do, apparently.
Christina said, Clue, tell Chris when Sebastian comes home we have season tickets and we will give him tickets.
Oh, thank you so much. Sebastian will be tickled.
Isn't it supposed to be like the end of March, early April when that show will air?
The end of April. That's the last I was told was the end of April.
I love how you guys are updating the weather. A tornado watch has been issued for a large portion of western and middle Tennessee, including areas from the Mississippi River to just west of Nashville. This watch is in effect until midnight. CDT tonight, which is 10 p.m. MST.
And I don't know if we've talked about this or not, but I mean, with America's Most Wanted, are there other big platforms like that are maybe on the horizon that you know
of? Potentially. I don't want to say things prematurely, but there's always a possibility. If anybody knows of major production, when I say production, like news, America's Most Wanted was amazing. We would love an opportunity to speak with them. I know that they're busy. Never hurts to reach out.
I think the only people that they know of that were on it was obviously him, Katie, and Seth, and possibly you said some of the cops, right?
I think Sheriff Craddock may have made a statement. I don't know exactly, but what I do know is the three of us for sure.
Another question that's come up several times, and I've been meaning to ask it, but I couldn't remember if you already addressed it at the beginning or not. This rumor and, quite frankly, videos and everything else being put out there, that a criminal warrant was served on y'all this morning. Any truth to that? Anything you...
Oh my God. I am so fucking sick and tired of hearing about this. And you guys know, those of you that have been following me know, and we're not stupid. We know the difference between a subpoena and a criminal warrant. A criminal warrant is not a subpoena. Nobody's going to call a subpoena a criminal warrant. It's just the most ridiculous thing. But it's like, hey, I'm going to show you a picture of a subpoena and I'm going to tell you that this is the criminal warrant. And I expect people to believe it. And that is horseshit. That is ridiculous. And anybody with half a fucking brain, all they had to do was look it up. Criminal warrant, subpoena, two totally different things. So no matter what this bullshit is that he's about to spew, it's nonsense.
You want to say about that?
It's actually, no criminal warrant was served. A summons was served. Somebody had a scanner playing and they heard the deputy say, Central have me at 1008 he does say criminal warrant, but it is a summons for Betty's criminal court case, April 16th. I do believe Jay showed that this morning. I did send
and not only that, but the dates on it were wrong, so that's all bullshit.
Yeah, she did.
So I mean, I think everybody's just, I don't know, on edges of seats because they're all worried about, trust me, somebody gets arrested, everybody in the world's going to know.
Newsflash, Christopher, Mr. Know-It-All. A criminal warrant doesn't necessarily mean an arrest warrant. It could be a search and seizure. It could be a bench warrant. It could be a, arrest warrant. It could be a few different things. So just because you're not sitting in jail right now does not mean that a criminal warrant was not served. Just to be crystal clear.
Let's see. Annie is okay asked, does Chris suspect anyone that hasn't been mentioned in Sebastian's disappearance on media? No names needed. You still there?
Yeah, I mean, I really don't know how to answer that. I mean, I don't have any answers. Because one, that would be throwing a speculation out there, and I'm not going to speculate.
Wait, sorry. What was the question?
Dolly says, what do you think about Tony?
Is okay asked, does Chris suspect anyone that hasn't been mentioned in Sebastian's disappearance on media? No names needed.
Oh.
You still there?
Yeah, I mean, I really don't know how to answer that. I mean, I don't have any answers. Because one, that would be throwing a speculation out there, and I'm not going to speculate. Sorry.
No, it's fair.
Dolly says, what do you think about Tony? I may have missed this if someone asked.
It was asked, and what I think about Tony. Tony is Tony. He doesn't affect me.
The CNY family, I know this is off topic, but they found a 9-centimeter mass on my dad's left lung, and we found out at 2 o'clock today if it's cancer or not. Sorry to interrupt, but please say a prayer. Thank you. Oh, Brianna's World, I'm so sorry to hear that. Yes, I will definitely say a prayer for your dad and you and your whole family. It's not an easy thing to go through. My grandpa had cancer. My grandma had cancer. My mom currently has cancer. My dad passed when I was 8 years old. He was 34. He died of a heart attack. So, but I will definitely send prayers for you. Hopefully everything works out, and hopefully it's not cancer. Everybody send a prayer out for Brianna and her dad. That is sad.
Or Katie. He's working with Seth. And I guess D, just your own, I guess, you know?
Yeah, and for everyone talking about a criminal warrant, you guys do realize that he went to the courthouse today after that happened. Yeah. I would think if...
Hey, dumbasses, you do realize, again, I will say it, that a criminal warrant does not necessarily mean an arrest warrant. Idiots.
They wanted him, they could have got him, because there was a whole lot of cops. Wasn't there a whole lot of cops in that courtroom?
Yeah, you would have.
There was 4 sheriffs, the deputy sheriffs in the court.
Right? And I'm like, what do y'all think is about to happen? And they're sitting there looking like, I mean, why the fuck are we all here? Like, they literally had that look on their face, like, what the fuck are we all doing here? But last time, it was quite crowded, so...
Lori said, I'm asking this for a third time, and I apologize if I missed it before, but said, are Chris and Katie in regular contact with LE? Would be nice to clear up the rumors that they have both obtained attorneys.
Well, that's nothing surprising. Yes, we've obtained attorneys. Who wouldn't obtain attorneys? We've had attorneys since we've been going to court with Betty.
Yep. No, he had a shirt on under the overalls, and it said, this beard's taken. Something that I'm sure Butter's husband would never wear. Husband. He's sitting in a booking cell talking to us right now.
Pickle said Clue was his one call. No, he's not a criminal out on a $20,000 bond, unlike some people, I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm. $20,000 bond. It's crazy. Was there anyone you were surprised to see or not see? Not really.
Lee Bird wanted to know, has Sebastian ever been to a NASCAR race?
No, I haven't had a chance to get him to one. The last time we had tickets was, I think it was like 4 years ago, I think. And Sebastian was actually at his dad's that weekend.
All them overalls pissed them off bad. They pissed that green team off so bad, it's crazy. I've never seen such stuff, too.
Oh, I'm actually excited to watch her fucking, the whole fucking thing about her getting mad about the overalls, because that shit's funny. That's about 30% of the damn reason I do it, just to watch her get mad and bitch about it.
Yes. So the people that were there were me, him, obviously Chris and Katie, Chris's mom and sister, UA, and Crabtree and Terry Lynn, and then across the pond or aisle, all I saw was Betty, Sean, and the E's, and I think maybe that's Sonia, I don't know.
I think it's Sonia. Just spelled funny.
Okay, Sonia. Next court date, a bunch of us should show up in overalls. Chris, do you think Ellie is telling Seth things that they are telling you guys? That's from Dolly.
Very possible. I mean, Ellie doesn't have to be honest. They don't have to tell you anything.
I did wear my robber shirt. It's professional. When she consistently wears pants, then she can speak on overalls. Until then, Betty, get the fuck out of here. Yeah, UA was there.
Oh my God.
No, they never speak. Infamous truth teller. Sorry, I don't know why I said teller. Clue, someone in chat trying to start stuff. Say I'm a real lifer. I'm not worried about it. Just making you aware.
Yeah, y'all behave.
I mean, what's a fucking real lifer? All my information's out there, so go real life on me. Don't give a fuck. Camus and Crime, thank you for super chat. Chris, what is the top creator on YouTube you wish you could just shut up? And support from the heart and soul for you and Katie. That's a trick question.
It's not really a trick question. It's an easy answer. It's real simple. I think I do wish people would stop with drama and focus on Sebastian and make it about Sebastian and not about this person, that person, who did this, who did that, et cetera, et cetera.
I mean, what do you even say to that? What do you even say to somebody that said, I wish people would stop with the drama, keep it about Sebastian? But Chris is on panels talking about sex toys and all these kind of other inappropriate, disgusting things with these people. And it's all drama. You're literally part of the drama when you walk in, when you come onto a panel and you start referring to other people the way these creators refer to other people, calling them the names that, you know what I'm saying? You're literally in the fucking drama. So I don't understand all this, trying to play it like you're not. Like, it's crazy.
Focus back on Sebastian, really all the way back to Sebastian. Not about the parents, not about anything else, just Sebastian.
Maggie K says, I grew up with the wife of a very famous country singer. The initials are BP, I'm assuming. From Franklin.
I know who that is.
Brad Paisley, I'm guessing. Tennessee.
Yes.
I want to reach out to them and see if they can do something for Sebastian. That would be awesome. I actually went into someone's chat the other night and tried to get their attention, talking about it with stop signs.
If you can, it'd be amazing. It really would be phenomenal.
Duchess asked, can people still purchase shirts with Sebastian's info on them? She has subscribers. Well, she said, sorry. She said, I have subscribers who have asked since I gave a few away before. And thanks, Chris.
Yes, it's all still done with that same printing company down in Horn Lake, Mississippi. We do not sell shirts. We had the design made, and we've purchasing shirts would have to be done through him. Once again, we don't want any part of money. I'm sure we may still have some shirts left to send to Duchess.
Body moving. Happy 6-month anniversary, girl. She said, I'm on replay. I can't believe he said Butterhead.
Oh.
UA was fine, guys. I mean, she spoke.
He said it because, what's that again, ladies and gentlemen? All right. He's all up in the drama.
Text that came from BHB and all that. And I mean, that was it. She sat behind me and fiance and beside a Crabtree. But Crabtree came in late. He was in the wrong courtroom.
Drugs will do that to you.
911 FAFO said, is there anything like a I gotta quit saying that. 911 FAFO said, is there anything like a secured account with a bank or attorney that could hold an account for donations towards search efforts, such as the ground penetrated radar and etc.? Just a thought.
I'm sure there is. I don't know where to start with that, to be honest with you. I mean, I can ask around and see what would be the best course of action, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, and just out of respect for everybody, we want no part of money aspects of this. Law enforcement made it very clear in the very beginning. When families get involved with money, it does look bad. And initially we agreed not to be involved with it, and I'm sticking by that. We are not getting involved in any of the financial side of it.
No, that's fair. I mean, I think we see what what happens when it does, so I can completely respect and understand that.
Dolly, that's whose chat I was in. He was playing Call of Duty. So I went in there and I was like, well, while you're online and there's only like 300 people in here, I'm going to try. But it was kind of hard because he couldn't really watch the chat. Like, you would have to time it, right? But we had to go to bed. I did send it, so.
Educated Opinion said, can we ask Chris what he thinks about the alleged email Justin put out with Detective Carter? I'm curious what he has to say about that.
What email is that, to be honest with you?
I forget
what email is that, to be honest with you. He's so used to saying, to be honest with you, that he done said it in a time it wasn't needed. What question is that, to be honest with you? Shut up.
That was supposedly between him and Carter, between somebody and Carter.
If you want my opinion, it's all fucking fake. Just like the ad for their house up for sale. Fuck that. He's a fucking liar and a scam artist. In my opinion, allegedly. Like Heather said, that was old shit debunked months ago.
Oh yeah, it was basically. I think it was something to do with it being a criminal investigation. That's what it was.
I mean, I don't care what investigation they call it. I just want our son found.
Fair enough.
Which, to be fair, apparently in Tennessee, a runaway is a criminal investigation because it's
for a teenager under the age of 16.
Right, it's a crime for them to run away. Right.
Yep.
But I don't believe that he messaged him. It's just how I feel. Oh yeah, that's right. And after he did that live, remember he said he didn't get a response. He was in Julia's chat and said they've never answered him. Right. You're such a liar, piece of shit. Sorry.
Lucia Williamson asked, and I'll ask too, can Chris do a BJ impersonation again? That was hilarious.
What?
What is the saying? What did she do?
If you could please take a moment and hit that like button. It helps us get into the algorithm.
That's right. That's right. If y'all all would be so kind to just hit the thumbs up so we can get that algorithm up and we can be seen nationwide, it helps get the channel out there so everybody sees our content.
It's just like I'm listening to butter, literally. Oh, can you say hold on?
Hold on. I'm sure it's a bit deeper, so.
Oh.
Anyone from Clarksville here prepare for evacuations?
I don't think you need to evacuate. I think you need to take shelter.
I think so. I think that's right.
Please take shelter, not evacuate. You do not want to run outside into a tornado.
Somebody said, hold please. That was better than butter. Oh, one more. Yeah, we got to get you to say this. I don't think she's in here anymore. Can you say, welcome to
I was going to say that too. I know. How dumb. It's a crime for the victim to run away. Not if you're running away from an abusive situation. I'm just saying. I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm just saying. April 40th. Wow. Oh, imprint. They've been friends. Yes, they are friends. Hell yeah, they are. Which is super fucking weird.
Hooterville, come on in and close your legs. Like Jay does. You know, she's got that soft kind of like sultry sin woman voice.
I don't have time
Yeah,
for
I'm trying to
this.
think.
Isn't it like in the summer? I know Dolly went last year. It was here.
Well, if it's in the summer, I'm going to have to decline because I have my daughter.
It's September 5th through the 7th.
That is crazy to me, though, that he's because if cops, you know, this is another thing that makes me wonder, because I know a lot of people are like, we go back and forth on, are the cops doing everything they can do? Are the cops covering up for the Proudfoots? You know, going back and forth. Like, what is Ellie really doing here? But they know about the abuse because Chris has come out and talked about it. So they know all of these things. They know there is a missing child out of that home. And how he is still able to get his daughter is beyond me. Like, if I was Nina, I'd be fighting that every freaking inch that I could. Like, that's crazy to me.
Such a short period of time.
Yeah, I don't think it's been a couple of day thing.
Yeah, it's just like a weekend.
We'd have to check our schedule and see. I mean, I'm not going to say no to it if it helps get Sebastian's name out there, things like that. But I mean, if it's like one of those drama fest places, I'll pass.
Yeah, I didn't want to go when it was here because I don't know. It just honestly. Oh, good. She heard it. Okay.
Another one.
It looked fucking boring to me. But Akira says, does Katie have any thoughts on RHFV prayers? The Rogers Homestead, I guess.
Oh
my God.
We will probably not make any comments on that, seeing how I think he is in a court battle. Probably best we not speak on that.
Body said, I'm speaking. If you need a contact there, I can help for sure. Body will be speaking there. Oh, at CrimeCon. Okay. Is that what you're talking about, Body?
I think that's what she's saying. And Chai, or Kai, I don't know how you pronounce that. They asked Chris, how's your daughter doing through this? And said, my prayers for all.
She's very strong and she is doing very well. Thank you very much. Thank you.
They also have a CrimeCon cruise, too.
Oh, Lord. CrimeCon cruise.
Yeah.
Okay.
Please say Ottawa, like not at all. Huh? What?
I don't know. I don't understand that one.
I don't. Charlie Ann, I don't know. Ottawa? At Awa? I don't know.
Oh, Body said she's a CrimeCon presenter this year.
Oh, look at you, Body. There are way better cons than CrimeCon. It's kind of lame. It kind of looked that way to me too, Dolly. That's why, like, even when it was here, I was like, because I mean, I remember we were talking, right? Like, did we want to go? And I like had no interest in it at all. I was like, no, I don't want to sit there and listen to people talk. I talk.
My kids are dying to go to VidCon. They want to go to VidCon so bad. I know it's in freaking California though. I wish I could afford it. I would go. I would take them. Like, they have been wanting to go for years. All their favorite YouTubers go. it'd be freaking awesome.
Talk enough.
Not CrimeCon, VidCon, like for YouTubers.
Few days and there are only like 5 speakers. It's not great.
Sounds just a way to get a vacation. Is what that sounds like.
Probably, yeah. Yeah, I do agree with that, Jay.
What the fuck? Said, how do you go to the bathroom in that crane? Do you open the door and let it fly?
I asked him the same question.
Actually, no, you cannot do that. That will get you in some legal trouble, believe it or not. To keep it as PG as possibly. Bottles and bags and buckets.
And you have to carry them down when you get off work. That's so weird to me. Ugh, could you imagine just there's like carrying a bag of your own, like, does Katie ever get you Captain D's or Wendy's?
No.
Okay. Does the bucket have a lid? I think it has, isn't it like a toilet seat lid? I've seen those.
Yeah. So it's kind of like a camping seat toilet you put on a 5-gallon bucket. It has a lid on it.
Yeah. I thought that was the coolest thing. Oh, see, I could just put one of those in my bathroom. People wouldn't be upset about my dirty toilet. Just give me a bucket.
Yeah, when it gets dirty, just put a fresh bag in it.
Yeah, and use it in my overalls.
Why don't you just clean your fucking toilet, bro?
Had to go up. Sorry. And I am a help channel. All right. I can't with these people. Yeah. Well, fiance's tired. He's like, I'm done being online.
No, I ain't tired. I'm hungry.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to get hangry.
Yeah, I'm about to get hungry. I was talking about pot roast and Wendy's and Captain D's. I'm hungry now.
Wendy's and Captain D's, like you tell me.
Look, Dolly using all caps is no different than Jay coming in here with her fucking fancy check mark, okay? We're YouTubers. You want to stand out. It is what it is. And yes, but it's bad, ain't it? Real bad.
Yeah, y'all be safe if you're anywhere in the line of the storm. I just looked.
Oh, speaking of T-Rex, you said T-Rex?
Yeah.
I heard this joke earlier. It was told from a little kid. I thought it was cute. He looked at his dad and he's like, Dad, you know why T-Rexes are always upset and mad?
What?
Why?
Because their arms are so short they can't scratch their nuts.
Another one.
Okay. Hell no. Hell
He's
no, I
not
don't. That's true. I do not want to pet that crane. I don't. The only thing that I would like to have done around the crane is to put me in a hoist suit, right? Like a, what's it called? Harness. And pick me up. Just straight up. That's it. It just swing around for a second. But it moves so slow, it really wouldn't swing.
Actually, what would be
I was going to say something, but I won't be mean.
even better? So with cranes, it's illegal to do that unless you're doing tree service.
I'll work on trees.
However, the coolest one I have seen is the helicopter crane. That the guy clips into a harness and he clips into the line, and the helicopter takes off, and the guy's riding down on the hook.
Are we
the whole
about
way,
done
all the
with
way around
this?
to where
Are
the
they
golf
about done or what? Are we done with Sebastian here?
Okay, are you the center of a donut? Are you referring to the material that comes out of the center of the donut, or the actual center of a true donut? That's a donut. A
no.
honey bun, sweet bun would be a pastry with no hole,
No.
no cream filling.
The only way form, okay?
That's fine. We'll be waiting.
Oh my gosh, what if we lose the power in the cell? Last storm took it out, but my little trampoline will be fine. It's in the den. So the chance to see that every time they speak, right?
Okay, well, thank God that's over. Holy shit. That is crazy. Hi, maybe the YouTube channels could email clips and their concerns to Nina so she has a file for the judge to consider Faith's safety. She needs all the help she can get. Sebastian is missing, no trace. That is CP's level of IQ little kid jokes. He lied to the court too. In New Mexico, said he was cleared by Ellie. He is not cleared. None of them are. Correct. Yes, yes, Kim, come hell or high water, I would not let my kid around any of those family, not the RSOs, not CP, not KP, nobody in that twisted family. Hoping Nina gets an emergency protection, in my opinion. Like, I don't understand legally how it could be allowed. That's my thing. Like, there should be some kind of interjection to them having a child in their home when they have a child that's missing right now. It's been missing for a year. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Chris, yeah. If Chris is guilty, he needs to be arrested. He'll be passed around jail like a honey bun. Oh, Lord. Yeah. He has YouTube friends. Right? Just another human. I know. I wanted to, like I said before, I wanted to get through that whole live this morning. I even woke up early, wanted to get through that whole live this morning because I don't like to do that. I just want to talk about the important parts, important clips. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, shit, there's no way I'm going to get through all this. There ain't no way I'm going to get through all this. So I had to. I'm sorry. I will be going over the Queen Bee panel that he was on yesterday. Was it? Yeah, yesterday, the 10th? Yes, yesterday. But I'll be doing that later on because I just can't sit through it right now. So I'll try to get through it all, take my notes, get the important segments, and just present it that way because good Lord. I'd like to see what was put in the PC affidavit for the landfill search. I'm not holding out a ton of hope that America's Most Wanted, to be honest. I hate to say that. Yeah, that's why, though. Just another human. It is, dude, it's like, I don't even know if it's just awful. You know, you just sat through it. It is awful trying to sit through that. I just can't do it. I don't know how people do it day after day after day. Just watching each other's live streams and going after it. It is crazy. Oh my gosh. Bro's got a lot of time on his hands. He thinks it's strange that sheriffs doesn't ask FBI to do more. CNY family, he's been on QB a few times since Friday. Oh, I got you. Just another human. I see what you're saying. Yeah, for real. For real. All right, I do want to take a second, though, and I want to call out all my give me 1 second. I want to do this. I'm going to start doing it at the beginning of every live, but I forgot to do it, so I'm going to do it now. So I want to give a shout out to all of my members because if it was not for you guys, I would not be able to continue doing this. I just would not. So Starchild, Samsara Sunset, Carrie Arxer, Judy Reed, Lady Roses, Show Poodles, Panda Bear's mom, Renee, Mally Cat, Della, Nicole Combs, Mom First Always, Kristen 76. Why does this keep doing this? Hold on. Bridget Dobbs, Outer Banks, Hope Floats, Island High, Rosa Alicia, JR Nana, 11 months, been with me for a long time. Renee M. Bex, been with me for 16 months. Sammy Jane, 20 months. Thank you for your support. Dr. Mama, 20 months. Tara Lynn Dawkins, 26 months. And Dams, also 26 months. You guys are awesome. If it weren't for you guys, I would not be able to continue doing what I do. I love and appreciate each and every one of you. Again, those of you that are following this channel, please like, subscribe. Please come down and leave comments in the comment section below. Please consider becoming a member of the family. You guys are awesome. And those of you that want to do more, if you want to donate to the channel, the links are all down in the description below. I'm going to end this one here. Thank you guys for everything. I really appreciate it. And I will be back on with, I'm going to try to get, you know what? I will be back on later tonight. I'm hoping around 8:00 p.m. Eastern time. Let me hear your thoughts down in the comment section below. I love you guys. Stay strong, stay healthy, stay safe. Keep asking those hard questions. Keep spreading that light. And I will see you all next time. And those of you that stayed through this whole thing, thank you for not making me go through the torture alone. Thank you for sticking with me through that torture because it was brutal. I love you guys. I'll see you next time.